You are now listening to or watching the It Takes All Kinds podcast.
Yeah, and if you aren't, you can head over to Apple Podcasts or Spotify and listen to us now. Or head on over to Drib on YouTube and watch the video version as well.
And if you'd like to stay up to date on when we're releasing a new episode or any other fun information about the podcast, you can give us a follow on Instagram at It Takes All Kinds Podcast and on Twitter at ITAC Podcast. That's ITAK Podcast.
Without saying much else, we hope you enjoy this episode. Hello, YouTube. I feel like that's I feel like that's already like a YouTuber's bit is to be like, hello, YouTube.
If anybody knows what YouTuber that does,
please leave it in the comments below or text me the answer.
Text Gavin the answer at 818
765 3252.
Send it on over and
we'll figure it out.
We'll figure it out for you. That's our new service, actually.
Yeah, we have a toll-free number that you can text for any comments that you might have. Text our number below. Welcome to the It Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 177. We're recording this on Tuesday, the 23rd. You will be hearing this on Friday, the 26th. I'm so focused on next week already, man.
Me too, dude.
Yeah, I'm really focused on next week. So,
I'm glad we did that.
So yeah, we got.
You ever been to eharmony.com? It's where you can find someone to do harmonies with.
Yeah. We got an acapella group working on it.
We met on eHarmony.
Yeah, we met on eHarmony.
Electronic harmonies. What were you about to say before I rudely
so I was just asking you, Carson, what we got on the docket today?
Well, let me just tell you what's going on, and then we need to get to our big announcement because I don't want to waste any time with it. We got a lot to catch up on. So in case if you didn't know, we've been. What was that?
I don't know.
Sounds like the Grim Reaper came a little too early, I guess.
It was just foreshadowing.
He's just foreshadowing what's to come, I guess. I didn't know he was here. I didn't even hear him come in.
That's the Taco Bell.
Yeah.
Bell.
Just turned down.
Turned down a notch.
I have the Taco Bell bell. Taco Bell bell.
The Taco Bell.
Now play that one. Or Grim Reaper, play it, I guess.
Play them at the same time. Ready? Here we go. 3, 2, 1. That's not too bad, actually.
eHarmony.com.
Yeah, we matched.
Back.
Yeah. Welcome back, eHarmony. I feel like we're gonna get copywritten for that.
Yeah, maybe. So this week, man, we've been gone. So we got a lot to talk about this week. Not even just our topics, but just in general, because we've been gone for 2 weeks.
Correct.
Not that you've seen. We've did 2 episodes that have came out. We had an episode come out last week that we pre-recorded, which you can get pregnant by, so be careful when you're having sex. But yeah, we were pre-recorded. We did not record it all last week, so we're refreshed and rejuvenated after my trip to Los Angeles, California, which I'll talk about in a minute. But Jesus Christ, did we maybe pick the worst week to take off, because of course the most interesting things happen
ever,
which is what we knew was going to happen. We foreshadowed.
I think we called that.
Oh yeah, we did. I was like, if we're not talking about what's happening this week, this is why. So of course we're going to touch on Trump getting shot. We have to,
which is
talk
crazy
about it.
to say now.
Yes.
A week after the fact.
Right, because it has been a week now. In case you didn't know. So we don't have much to say because it is more or less old news at this point.
It is actually old news, and no one is giving a fuck about it anymore. Really.
Yeah, no, literally. But there are some fun things to talk about it with it. And then recent news from this week, we bid farewell to Joe Byron, who just dropped out. So we'll talk about that.
Still the president, though.
Bid farewell for now, as far as we know. This is also an old story, and it might not even be a real story, but we have to talk about it. Elton John took a piss in a bottle in a sneaker store in France. Apparently. According to the owner, who also took the picture of him. So we have to talk about that. I've not heard anybody talk about it on the 75,000 other podcasts I listen to or work for.
Right. He's got a third of the market cornered over here.
Yeah. I'm Mr. Podcast.
They call him Mr. Podcast.
I'm working with Mr. Podcast. If we have time, which I suspect we won't, we will also be a lot of bidding farewell. We bid farewell to Elton. We bid farewell to Joe and Trump. We're going to bid farewell to Redbox. I don't know if we'll get around to it this week. If not, next week. We will do it. Wait, hold on. Let me hit the tagline. Taco Bell. Think outside the bun. Pretty good. Okay, let's get serious here for a minute. Why did it just get 9 o'clock dark in here? Let's get serious for a minute. So I've been talking. Hold on. Let's get serious here for a minute. Okay. My DoorDasher's here.
Oh, that's how you know an order went through.
Yeah, whenever that's how you know an order went through.
That's Joe Biden.
That's Joe Byron. He's here. So this, if you've been a fan of the show for long enough, if this is your first episode, welcome.
Or your last.
Or your last. Or your last, which I know it is for me. Oh,
that bell's gonna be the fucking.
I love it. It's really good.
It's really good.
I've mentioned this many times before, so if you know, you know, but if you don't, here you go. So I was obviously away for the past week in LA,
right,
Los Angeles, because as I've mentioned many times before, I have been planning for a long time to move there.
For as long as I've known you, since kindergarten.
I told Gavin, I said, I'm planning on moving to Los Angeles, California.
Literally.
And you were like, I don't even know what it is.
I don't even know what a freak that is. I don't even know what St. Louis is.
What the hell is St. Louis? So for a long time, and it's just kind of been planning and figuring it out. That's why I moved back home. And, you know, we've been having the basement days for, what did you say?
14 months
now. Which was just the time to save up money to get this all figured out. Finally came to be. Last week, I went out to LA to get an apartment. I didn't want to say too much too soon to anybody or on the show or whatever.
Or jinx it
because, you know, my plan was to go out there, get an apartment and move in when I could. Who knew if that was even going to happen? Literally even the day I got out there, I was already like freaking out that it wasn't going to happen, which I'll talk about. But so I don't want to say anything too soon in case nothing happened. You know, I mentioned that this is what I was doing. Hopefully I'll come back with good news. And I do in fact have good news. Shit. God damn it. He knows, doesn't he? That's my career. He's knocking on my career's door.
Knock, knocking on
my career's door. The good news. So I'm going to give you the good news and I'm going to give you the bad news. It's not that bad of news though. So here's what's happening. I am moving to Los Angeles, California on August 4th. That is the day I leave. Gavin didn't know this. He's also hearing this for the first time. He's checking his calendar.
And his address is.
You can go check it out. Double check it.
Uh-huh.
Go to DoubleTree.
You could go read his lips.
Read my wet lips. I will be moving then, which you're probably looking at your calendar and thinking, oh shit, that's a little over a week away from when you're hearing this episode.
Yeah.
If you're hearing this the day this came out. If not, it may be even sooner. So what does that mean for this show? I've been getting tons of questions. Literally, like, so many people have been asking me. That's not even like we know we exaggerate a lot. Jokingly, that is not a joke. So many people have been like, so what about the podcast? And I'm like, well, it's not going anywhere. Nothing's happening with it. Well, what does that mean? Because obviously we've been recording in person for the past 3 years since just I think 2 weeks after, maybe like a month after we started. So, and obviously we won't be able to do that. Gavin's not moving out there with me as far as I'm aware, unless he has an announcement.
I don't have any plans. No.
So
my client has no further comments at this time.
No further comments. So here's the deal. We have 2 in-person episodes left, including this one. So we have one more after this. Next week will be the last in-person recording together episode.
Careful.
Oh, shit.
We got
Hit the bell. Hit the bell, goddammit.
I can't find it.
It's coming out. Shit. Fuck. This really is the end, isn't it? Already. So that's the news. 2 last in-person episodes, one next week. I don't think we really have anything super special planned. Just, it's like the busiest time of my life, and it's not much better for you either right now. So we don't have and it's also just like crunch time, just trying to like get things together. So we have 2 last in-person episodes, including this one. We have next week is the final one in person.
Mm-hmm.
But then we will be moving to doing virtual episodes again. Unless we are, Gavin comes out to visit me, or like, I'll be back for the holidays, probably for a couple weeks.
Bringing this bad boy around.
Bringing this puppy with me. Oh, yeah, you like that? So the podcast isn't going anywhere, to make a long story short. We are not done. We are still doing this show because we love it and we don't want it to end. It's just going to be if you watch the show, it'll look different. Otherwise, it will not be any different. It won't sound any different. It'll be the exact same show, just not in person anymore, which is great because it's great that all this virtual technology.
Finally, I don't have to drive all the way to work on a Saturday.
On a Saturday.
Yeah, that's a Toy Story 2 reference.
Oh, yeah. I've never seen it. I've seen it. I'm just joking. Don't freak out. Jesus.
All right.
Well, I forgot to put down that we were going to talk about Longlegs. I didn't even read that. We might do a movie thing, but we'll see if we have time. Getting ahead of myself. So that's the news. The show is not going anywhere. We are just in the final days of our in-person recording, which, of our lives.
No, I was going to play the Days of Our Lives intro.
You could do that too. Which obviously sucks and it's sad. But like I said, just happy we're still going to be able to do the show. So nothing's going to be any different. We're not going to dwell on it too much longer.
Right.
But it'll just make those in-person episodes even more special.
Right.
Which will be fun, and I look forward to that.
Absolutely.
So yeah, nothing's changing. It's obviously big news. Maybe some of you are upset by it. I don't know why you would be, because nothing's changing, really, that major.
We just won't be able to touch each other.
We just can't touch each other anymore, which is good news for my lawsuit that I have against Gavin. I have a lawsuit
We have
pending.
his restraining order. I can't get within 5 feet of him.
My lawsuit is patent pending currently. We're going to see if it goes through. Yeah, I mean, anything about that you wanted to say that I missed that you wanted to touch on?
No, I don't think so. Where my chapter ends with my apartment. Carson starts.
Yeah, I'm moving into your apartment.
Yeah.
I just don't want to drive back.
Yeah.
No, I just want to drive.
He's got a quick stop in St. Louis before he reaches St. Charles.
Oh yeah. But also this means I forgot to mention one last thing. Don't mean to interrupt. Is that so? You're listening to this week's episode. One more next week in person. The week after that, so the first full week of August, we are taking off for the first time ever.
First time ever in 3.5 years.
3.5 years. No pre-recorded episode, no nothing. Gavin and I talked it out. Gavin was really mad. I wasn't. We figured it out, though. We settled it. We settled things like gentlemen.
Right.
With a good old-fashioned knockout. And we decided to just take that full week off because I went 4
rounds with you, though, so
you did.
Let the record show.
You did. You played dirty, too. You did some nut punching. We don't have to talk about that. But you did go 4 rounds before I finally knocked you out. Did a roundhouse kick. So we decided to take that whole week off because I will literally be driving 1,800 miles. 24 hours total in a car.
In a van.
Down
by the river.
And a car. Plus then moving in and dealing with all of that in a state I have never lived in before in my entire life. So it's a whole situation for me that like literally a week probably isn't enough to take off, but you know, it's the most I've taken off in a long time in general. So
in a while.
Yeah. So this will be much needed. But it just seems like the smart thing to do. So, you know, we will be gone for a week. Don't cry too much. We'll be back. And then we'll be back to virtual, or then we'll be doing virtual episodes after that. So just to let you know what the schedule kind of looks like, we'll probably talk more about all of this next week a bit. And then I'm sure I'll have plenty of stories for my move, or hopefully I won't have many because I'm hoping it just goes
so smoothly.
So moodily.
Yeah.
But yeah, so yeah, anything else that
No, I don't think so. Okay. Yeah.
Cool. Well, I would love to share with you some, just a few tidbits from my trip out there.
If you're moving the 4th, right? If you're starting the trip on the 4th.
Leaving on Sunday, yes.
Yeah, then I could help you pack the truck a lot the whole day.
Well, I need you on Saturday.
The whole Saturday?
Yeah.
Okay.
That's when I need you.
Oh, okay.
I'll let you know a time too. Yeah, Gavin's helping me pack up again, which is very nice. He's
usually not that generous.
Usually not that generous.
No, usually not the generous kind.
He's being surprisingly generous this time, which has me questioning things.
Quite befuddled.
Quite questioning things. So I was out in LA for a week. First of all, finding an apartment. Flew out there on Wednesday, whatever day,
doesn't matter.
Was there from Wednesday to Wednesday. It doesn't matter. I have to give a huge, huge, huge shout out. They will never hear this, and that doesn't matter. I've told them a million times in person and over text. I have to give a huge shout out to the Heideckers, the Heidecker family, Tim and Marilyn, for just being so gracious and amazing to let me stay at their place
and throw a big party
out there. Throw many parties. No parties. That's obviously a joke. Stay out there for that whole week. I mean, that is, I use the word blessing jokingly a lot, but it is truly a blessing that they were able to do that for me. And it means so much to
little old me.
Know the little old me, to know these people and that they're so amazing and nice enough to let me do that was, I mean, generosity beyond my own means. Like, I was thinking about it and I was like, man, if someone asked if they could stay a week at my place, I would be like, no.
Are you
That's
crazy?
Because a week's a long time when
it goes by quick.
It. Yeah, it can, but I don't know. For me, like, that would be like a stress. But like, all of this kind of like stuff, I've kind of talked about it before, is like, it's made me realize that I want to be more generous. It's just like people's generosity like rubs off on you, and that's what it's done to me. So it's like, man, that's crazy. And it's just like, I want to, you know, if I'm ever in a place to do that for someone else, I want to do that for them. And like, you know, giving people opportunities that they wouldn't normally get if I'm ever in a place to do that. So, but yeah, I just have to give a huge shout out to them. Super nice of them to let me stay there. So I was staying at the compound. So any Office Hours fans out there know what I'm talking about. And that was amazing. So yeah, I went out there, got in, also shout out to producer Matt, because the Heideckers were out of town for like the first half of my stay there. So producer Matt met me over there and showed me around the place, and, you know, just in case there was any problems with getting in, stuff like that. So big shout out to him. And then literally my flight got in a little bit late. It was delayed. No biggie, whatever. It was a full flight. But I got in, and then literally I was like, I'll have to meet you over there and like change, and then I have to get to my first apartment viewing because I like scheduled 3 of them that day because I was just like, hopefully I get the one today and I can just like not have any stress for the rest of my stay here.
Right.
So I get in and he took me there. So shout out to him for driving me there because I'm also 24. I can't rent a car.
No, yeah, that's like
1 year away from
one of the weirdest things, one of the weirdest laws. I get it.
So weird.
But it is one of those like 25? What difference does 24 make?
The age of consent is 18.
The drinking age is 21.
7 years later, you can't rent a car.
Yeah.
Until 7 years after the age of consent. 4 years after you can drink.
Yeah.
It's so bizarre. It's so weird. And I don't know if it's the same in every state, but I think most rental car places abide by that.
Or it's like 6 months before 25, you can do it probably.
Yeah, it's so weird. Such a bizarre thing. So I wasn't able to rent a car because of that. So I Ubered everywhere. And it was a lot of money, as you can imagine.
Oh, yeah.
I need to do I need to do the calculations of how much it was. I'm still under. I budget everything out, and I'm still under, which is good. But I'm still way under. No, under in a good way, under budget. So Matt took me to the first one, super nice, and that was like where my journey began. Like day one, like
straight out the airport,
off of 2 hours of sleep, getting straight to it. And I won't get into the details of every single visit, but first day, like went to the first one and it was fine, whatever. There wasn't AC, which is like not a law. You don't have to have AC in your place
which
out there.
Is still crazy to think it's California.
Yeah,
right?
So the law is crazy. We were talking, I went out to dinner to lunch with Matt,
to London,
Vic Berger, and Wes, who works for office hours as well, on Thursday, the next day. And we were talking about apartments because they were giving me advice. So obviously shout out to them too. So many shout outs, but I have to give them where they're due. And Wes told me that, it's not a law you have to have AC. It's not a law you have to have a fridge, but it is a law you have to have a heater. It's Southern California, and they require apartment owners, building managers, whatever, that every unit has to have a heater. What the fuck? Why?
I'll never understand it. Yeah.
Like, what are they? I know it gets cold at night. I've been there in January and was up at like 5 a.m. going to Rose Bowl and freezing my little tuchus off because all I had is a hoodie. But it was like a few hours and it was like warm and I needed to take my hoodie off because it was too hot. What the fuck would you need a heater? It's so crazy to me. I don't know. I don't understand it, but we're also from the Midwest. So it seems.
And I use heaters all year round. So.
Oh yeah, I mean you're just a heater guy. You're a chameleon.
Yeah, I'm like a lizard. I got a sun every once in a while.
Oh yeah, dude. Yeah. Oh yeah.
My lizard skin.
My lizard skin. But yeah, the first day was interesting because I got back and I had an apartment in mind that I was like, this is the one. Jinx, you owe me a sody pop. This is the one. And I get back from the first visit after getting in and out. Shout out. Just kidding. And I text the guy literally about to leave. Hey, like, I don't remember what I texted him, but I texted him like, I just texted him like, hey, I'm, still on for the apartment tour today. And he texts back and like literally about to leave. And he's like, hey, someone just dropped off a security deposit. Like, I'm so sorry. He was like, it also sucked because he was like super nice. So I knew it'd be a good person to deal with.
Yeah.
But he was like, it's off the market now. Like somebody just got it. And I was like, fuck. And then right after
isn't that just California?
Exactly. And then right after that, the apartment tour I was going to do that night canceled on me. And then I was like, shit. Because I was like, the first apartment was pretty much a bust. And then the second two pretty much canceled on me. So then I was like kind of freaking out a little bit.
Turn to your favorite website, Facebook.
NBC.
MSNBC, and then artnet.com.
I was in a real depression, and then I went to kevinhartnet.com. And
kevinhart.net.
Boy, he just raised my spirits, didn't he?
Yeah, he did.
With all the jokes he does. He's so funny. So next day, in a better mood because I had some more apartments lined up. Got lunch with those guys at a place called Langers. You can say that.
You cannot say that in 2024, man.
I asked them, which is in like an interesting part of town.
Yeah.
But it's a really, really good deli, and it was like the best pastrami sandwich I've ever had in my life. So that was great. Literally then had to be like, hey, I'm so sorry, guys. Like, I'm going to have to cut our lunch short because this apartment guy I called was like, can you meet me here at this specific time? And I was like, I could come at this time. He's like, it's going to have to be this time. I was like, sure, that's fine. So it's like 1:30. So you got to be here at 1:30. So like we get done with lunch. I'm like kind of like keep looking at my phone, feeling like a dick because I'm like, I got to go. I'm going to have to leave. And then so I leave. I get up there. I call the guy. I'm like, hey, I'm here. for the apartment tour, and he's like, oh yeah, just I left the door open, just go ahead and go on in. I was like, why the fuck did you need me to get here at a certain time if you're not even here? So that was my first experience doing an apartment tour by myself, because the other one I had done with a person. And especially that he just left the door unlocked.
Yeah, that's...
I was like, oh, okay, that's...
pretty safe neighborhood you're in.
I guess so. It did make me feel good, because I didn't know that neighborhood that well. And it checked out. It was fine. It was a little like gross. Like they still needed to clean it. But I'm like, this could do. Like this'll do. I'll have them send me over the application, whatever. The one bad thing about it is like every 5 minutes, the loudest airplane in the world would fly over. And I was like, well, that might not make recording very good. But anyways, I was like, whatever. I called them and said, send me this stuff. Whatever. Wasn't like super stoked about it, but I was like, still in my mood of like, I need to just get whatever I can at this point. And then I went from there to another apartment in Burbank. And that was where I was like, this is the place. I had never been to Burbank specifically until then. And just driving into Burbank in the Uber, I was like, you're right by the mountains. It's just like beautiful. And it was just like, I was just having this like, oh wow, this place is really beautiful. This is really cool. And like, I've never been over here, yada, yada, like heard good things. And then the person drops me off and I'm like, this building is pretty nice. This street's pretty quiet. It's pretty cool. Walk up and I walked up to the window and like, there's like, it's a studio. It's, not super big. And there's one main window. It's on the second floor. And I was like walking up to the window and just like seeing the mountains like creeping over the buildings in front of it. And I was just like, literally like my like jaw hit the ground because it's just the most beautiful view of the hills.
So you can go, can go for hikes.
Yeah, exactly. And which I will.
You did.
I did. Not this time. I will. Okay. I said.
Sorry.
And so I just had this like, oh shit, this is the place. This is the one right here. I literally said that out loud. I'm like, this is the one. Walked around the apartment, checked out perfect. It was great. It was a self-guided tour again, so they had like a lockbox, which is very weird. And pretty much long story short, that's the one I ended up getting. It was an interesting process.
It passed the
vibe check.
The check from the boys. We did a sweep with him. And he measured the apartment as well with us on the camera.
Did some measurements,
so to speak.
But yeah, the process was interesting. It took a while. I did do a few more apartment tours after that because I wasn't sure if I had it, but the only interesting thing of one of them is that like I went to one after that and I got there and I was like, ooh, this part of town is no good.
Yeah, you're like, ooh.
It was another self-guided tour one, and it was a one bed for pretty cheap, which red flag. And I walked in and I was like, this smells like piss. It smells like piss in here. And it had a balcony, which was cool. And I was like,
which is where the piss was.
Where the piss was. And I was like, oh, cool, a balcony. And I like opened the window to like check it out. And I was like, what are these things that are like on the banister of the balcony? They're like these like prongs. And I was like, oh, those are like spikes. So like people don't try and climb in. I was like, oh yeah, this is not the place. Like they were literal. I wonder if I have a picture of it. They were literal spikes.
Yeah.
Like sticking out of this banister. And I was like, what the fuck am I looking at? Oh, did I delete it? Oh, maybe I deleted the pictures of it. Oh, damn it. I thought I kept those. Oh, yeah, no, I do. I don't have pictures of it though. Anyways, but yeah, so it was just like, I was like, this is not the place.
Also for birds.
Yeah, I guess that's true. They were pretty big spikes.
No, yeah, I bet. Yeah.
And then another apartment I went in, it was a self-guided tour, but then the guy came back, and he was very nice.
He was like, "Oh, you're here."
And he said, "Oh yeah, hey Carson, what do you think of the place? Like, you have any questions?" I asked a few questions. Then one of the questions I was like, it was an old building, like built in I think like the 20s, and every single window had a huge like gap. And I was like, yeah, I know you said you guys still have to clean some stuff up and whatever. And I was like, are you guys gonna do anything about the windows? I'm like, and he like walked over and he's like, kind of like shifted it back up and then it fell back down. He's like, He's like, yeah, no, I'm going to get a window tech in here. And I was like, no, you're not.
Yeah,
like,
no.
You're not going to get what is a window tech?
Yeah, come on, man.
So
let's be real.
Yeah. But yeah, so finally did get that apartment. It was interesting because I did, and someone in the comments is going to probably be like, you shouldn't have done that. But I dealt with this person all over the phone, talking it all over the phone. It's all legit. Don't be afraid. I have the key
Paperwork.
for it. I have the paperwork. I have everything. But I never met the person because they live in like a little bit north of California that it's like they don't want to drive down there to do it.
Of LA, you mean?
No, like of a different town completely, like
north of California.
Yeah. Well, north of LA. Okay. I thought you were saying in LA.
No.
Yeah. Oh, I meant to say north of LA, not north of California. It's some state like north of California.
Yeah, I was like, wow.
Canada?
Yeah. What's up there? Oregon? Some shit?
Something. But so when we were doing this process and talking over the phone, she called me one morning to like verify some stuff. And she goes, "Oh, you're in the military?" And I was like, no, I'm not in the military. I like just woken up. And she's like, "Oh, there's a picture of you in a uniform." I was like,
"Is it marching band?"
I was like, I don't know what you're talking about. I'm like, I don't think so. And she's like, oh, you're a lieutenant. And I was like, oh, I was like, no. I'm like, I started laughing. I'm like, that's my nickname for one of the like a show I work for. Like she started laughing about it, and it was just like, I was just like, what is she talking about?
I was thinking like she looked up your name on Google, and there's like a photo from marching band. Yeah,
there could be. But yes, I was just like, the military? No, I'm not in the military. Do you mind hitting the camera? You guys? Yeah. But yeah, so got an apartment, super happy about it because it was like the other thing I forgot to mention is like I literally saw it in an Uber ride somewhere and it like had just been posted, and so I just like got super lucky on it. Like I super lucked out. Which I'm so happy about because like it really is just like so cutthroat and crazy out there with the apartment world that is like super lucked out on this place. And so much so, places. I have one more thing I wanted to say about the apartment hunt because literally all I did out there is I went to that apartment where like asked the guy about the windows. When I got there, there was somebody else in there already checking out the apartment, and she was like very nice and it was funny because like we were talking a little bit and she's like, so what do you think of this place? And we kind of started laughing and I was like, it's fine. I'm like, it's doable. And I was like, I think I already have a place locked down, but like, I'm just checking to make sure. And she's like, yeah, I literally walked in here and thought I was in like a haunted house. And so I was like, yeah, that's a good way to describe it. So whatever, we talked a little bit, she left. And then that's when the guy came back and I talked to him for a second. So I was going to another apartment visit, like right down the street.
And
right
she was
after
there
that.
Too.
I kid you not, Gavin.
Oh, I was joking.
Walking distance from the apartment, like an hour later, I walk there, I get there. I'm walking up to where the guy is, and she's right there, and I'm like, are you kidding me? Like we go to the same one?
Are you kidding me?
Are you kidding me?
What high school did you go to?
What high school did you go? You go to St. Charles High? But yeah, it was so fucking weird. We both ended up going to the same 2 apartments to visit them at the same exact time.
That's crazy to see a woman out shopping for her own apartment.
I know, dude. It's really hard for you.
Yeah, that's like really hard for me. I'm stuck in the 50s.
Listen, just like maybe put it in your head that she was doing it for her husband or
something.
Right.
Okay. Yeah, that's a lot easier for me.
Don't think she was married, but just like think about it in that way. You know, it's gonna take you a little to get past. Let's just try and breeze through it.
Right.
Don't think about it too much.
Well, and like I can imagine like a couple shopping for a 1-bedroom.
Right.
Like that's really hard for me too.
Yeah. Why is that hard for you?
Because that's
where are they gonna put a baby?
Yeah.
Right.
Well,
where are they gonna put the baby?
Well, premarital. You're not supposed to sleep in the same bed, so that's fucking insane to me.
What if the one person takes the living room as the bedroom?
Oh, okay, yeah, then that's fine.
Just think about it like that. This is also a studio too, so there's I don't know what you want to think
I don't know what you could do.
I wish I
hadn't
hadn't even told you that.
Yeah, fuck me. That was a bit.
But yeah, it was just so funny, and also I made a joke and I don't think it went over well.
With the girl?
Yeah. So this one, the guy was there, doing the tour, And he's like, actually, it's really funny. He's like, we own these, like, there was these like 2 buildings that were next to each other, and they all had different numbering systems for the apartment, but they were the exact same, duplicate copies of it. He's like, it's actually funny. Literally the exact same number on the other side is also available. So these two are the same 2 apartments are both available.
And then I go, you took one, and then she took the other.
And I go, oh, okay. I'm like, oh, okay, so we don't have to fight over it. And she was like, oh, no. And I was like, oh, I was just kidding. I was like, okay.
That's good. I thought that was a good joke.
I thought it was too. Because like whenever we were at the other one, I was like, I think I might have even made a joke like, you can take this one. Like, I'm all good. So that's when I was like, oh, you don't have to fight over it.
Yeah.
But it didn't quite land.
Yeah, trust me, dude. You could get canceled out there. You could get canceled out there, man. Like hardcore.
I had tape over my mouth most of the time.
Mm-hmm. You had a zipper.
So scared of what I could and couldn't say.
You basically wore your GIMP mask around.
Oh yeah, dude.
Yeah, just a zipper on the mouth.
They allow that out there. There's crazy enough people that they will allow you that.
Yeah, and did you hear about this? Oh. They're putting litter boxes in elementary schools.
In the apartments now.
In apartments because they have to.
That's why it smelled like piss in that one. Because they have to do it for
the furries. They piss in the corner.
All the kitty girls and whatnot.
And the kitty boys.
Last thing I have to, or a couple last things to wrap it up, to wrap this part up.
Is there any more about LA after this?
No. This is it.
This is it.
Because
then now you're going to be talking about it all the time, right? Whenever you're out there.
Right. It's going to be like this every single week for catching up.
Uh-huh.
No, nothing this interesting will happen every single week. I was in an Uber ride at one point. I think it was the day I got there. And it was like I think I texted you guys about it. It was like a very, very stereotypical Russian guy. I think he was even wearing a tank top. I was going to say the other word you're not supposed to say.
Yeah. He was wearing a...
Yeah. And when I got in, he was playing like Russian like techno. It was just like techno with like Russian... Or it might have even been like Russian electronic kind of pop music. And so I was like, whatever, I get in there. And then the song changes. And it's the Chippendales Rescue Rangers theme song.
What the fuck?
Chippendale Rescue Rangers.
I did not hear about this, dude. What the hell?
And he like doesn't change the song for like a long time. And I was like, why is the Chippendales?
You give him like a 1-star. You're like, he played the Chippendales entirety of the theme song.
Right after the most, like, he looked like he just came back from the gym. He's like this. His name's like Ivan or whatever.
Yeah, hello, my name is Ivan.
For Carson, you get in, all right. You need anything, you let me know. Chippendales Rescue Rangers.
He's like, oh crap, that is my workout playlist.
I'm so sorry. This is my workout playlist. But he doesn't let the whole song play. I think eventually he realizes that it's playing. And then it's back to like techno dubstep shit. I was like, that was really weird. Like it made
He's just a really big fan of Chippendales, man.
I guess so. That's what I was thinking. I was like, I guess
Chippendale, I say.
I was like, maybe there's a market for like cartoon theme songs out
in
there
Burbank, I guess.
In Russia. So anyways, that was weird. Final shout out too. I got to meet with the Forever Dog boys for the other podcast they work for, Movies Baby. Brett and Joe, met them for the first time in person. Got to go to the Forever Dog studio, which is very, very close. This isn't docking them because it's public. Very, very close, right down the street from Universal Studios, which is really cool. And it's like a really cool moment to be like, wow, I'm like fucking working for a company that has a studio like right by Universal. It was like very.
You're in Studio
bizarre.
City, baby.
Yeah, exactly. And it's a beautiful studio. I didn't realize how big their studio
really
actually is.
Yeah.
Because that's where Best Show shoots. They shoot all that there. So that was super cool. So obviously shout out to them for showing me around and also giving me some tips and stuff like that, which is fun. And then I got to see they have a like a Best Show museum for like, just a bunch of like, random Best
stuff.
Show things.
Yeah.
And one of the things they have there is Tony Shalhoub's suit that he wore on Monk.
What the fuck?
Because Tom
Sharpling.
I think the head writer for Monk, the show Monk. So he just like has one of his suits for whatever reason. They have it on display, and it's just like a funny, weird thing to like
walk into.
Yeah, walk into and be like, "Wow, there it is, right there, right in front of me."
Wow, the monk suit.
The monk suit. The monkey suit.
Can you say that in 2024?
You can.
Okay.
You can.
Did you clear that with your people over in LA?
I check. I check everything I say. I check with my people first.
Okay, I was just making sure.
So, anyways, that is it. That was my trip. Thank you for letting me say all of that.
Yeah.
Because there's a lot of things I kept from saying to you because I wanted to save it for the show.
Oh yeah.
For obvious reasons. So.
And I did get a lot of the other scoop of poop.
Yes.
For lack of a better word.
You got plenty. More. I have no reason to go on.
No, absolutely not.
Anymore.
Well, about me for this last week.
Let's hear it. Where'd you go?
I didn't go anywhere. I'm not going anywhere.
I'm not going anywhere.
By the time you're listening to this, hopefully, I will have finished my Walmart rotation.
Sweet.
And it was honestly not that bad whenever I got to the end of it. You know, people always said like, oh, as long as you survive community care, you're fine. But I'm not saying that that's like where I'm going to hang my hat, right? I'm not saying that this is what I'm going to do. But maybe it's like a part-time job, or maybe eventually doing some kind of management with it or something like that. Or even just doing pharmacist stuff there is just like so rewarding. Mm-hmm. Especially if I'm talking to people. Basically, any person that's walked through or gotten a prescription picked up and they needed a counsel on it for the last like 5 weeks, I'd say a solid like 85 to 90% of the people I've talked to. So I've seen multiple people multiple times sometimes.
Yeah.
So it's kind of crazy sometimes. And like so many people over the phone. Today, I helped someone get some medicine from a different pharmacy transferred to us. Mm-hmm. And he picked it up later in the day and he like saw me at my table. I was doing a little like questionnaire thing for the people of Walmart for a project. And I think I might just make this a longitudinal thing because I feel like it's a lot of really good information just to know and maybe communicate about that. He like shook my hand and he's like, thank you so much. I really appreciate it.
Cool.
And it was just like, I was like, oh yeah, not a problem, man. Yeah. Like it was just like literally an hour's worth of work. It's nothing.
Right.
But it was like
very rewarding.
Yeah, it was. And it's a lot of really rewarding stuff and like helping people with OTC recommendations. Now the first couple of weeks I was like super, over it, but OTC recommendations, whatever, I can try to help you with that.
What's that mean?
Over the counters. So like, like Benadryl or, acetaminophen or, stuff for pain.
What do you recommend?
Well, whatever you got, I can help you with, right?
What's your multivitamin of choice?
the daily multivitamin.
Fine.
Wow. But yeah, so finished up there and I'll be starting at a different pharmacy on Monday. So
back in a hospital for this?
I don't know what type of setting this is exactly, so I'll wait to see, but seems like it's maybe just like a clinic, so we'll see. I'm excited to start there. So nice. By the time I'm done with that rotation, I will be virtual. So give you the update in the next like probably 5 episodes, I'll say. Yeah. But yeah, it was a great experience and I learned a lot. My preceptor, it was honestly like iron sharpening iron. It was tough at first, I think everybody gets a little, everybody first impressions, and everything with that. And, just learning the system was always kind of a drag sometimes. So, I appreciate his patience with me and, I learned a lot. It was honestly, like I said, iron sharpening iron. Like we were not going at it per se, but he also, like I came in with the goal of like becoming more confident in my abilities and, being able to say things confidently without saying like, I think, or I would think so.
Right.
Instead of just being like, yes, In the back of my head, I always think of like the only a Sith deals with absolutes or deals in absolutes or something like that from Star Wars.
Nerd.
That is not the truth. I mean, I don't think pharmacists are evil people inherently. So, no. but it is just one of those things. So I did enjoy this rotation and looking forward to see what doors can open from that. So.
Oh yeah, dude.
And today, like I said, I did a questionnaire and I was asking the people at Walmart how they take their medications. So.
Yeah, you were the guy with a kiosk asking.
I was, no joke. I was like, "Do you have a couple minutes to answer a couple questions for my project for school?" And I got like 20 people, which is still pretty good.
I'd prefer that over. Hey, what TV service are you using?
Yeah.
Did you ever get that in our local Walmart?
Yeah.
I was like, don't even.
Yeah.
I think I literally
yeah.
just
I'm like,
going,
and that was the thing is that a couple people thought I was trying to sell something.
Yeah. Yeah.
I had a table with a blood pressure monitor and a chair in front of it.
Yeah.
That was it.
I would have thought that.
Yeah.
I'd have been like, no.
Yeah. I'm like, it's just a project for school. Just a couple questions.
Like talking on the phone.
Yeah. So, yeah, made some really good connections and excited to see where it takes me. So,
hey, dude, I'm happy.
And then, what else did I do?
Yeah, you do anything fun?
Oh yeah, college football, NCAA college football came out and enjoyed my time with that.
That's a big deal.
Yeah, it is. Started a multiplayer dynasty with the boys.
I don't know what that means, and you guys were talking about it the other day.
So basically,
I have no idea.
So on NCAA college football,
heard of it?
It is basically where you are a head coach or an offensive coordinator, defensive coordinator, but mainly a head coach, where you recruit players and then you play a game. Or whatever order you want. You could play a game and recruit players, but you have like a certain amount of designated hours per quote unquote week that you can send to like work on recruiting a player to your team.
Okay.
So, and it's like a battle. It's kind of like you have to like rank your way up in terms of like influence.
Okay.
On a player.
Okay.
So, and I can honestly stream it to you and show you someday because we'll be playing it for a long time.
So it's kind of like, in a way, not the same, but like fantasy.
Yeah, it's like honestly, guys, like fantasy because you do play fantasy. You do play the game. Sometimes you can play key moments. You can sim the games if you want. You don't have to play a single moment of any game. You can just work on simming through the whole year, getting new players, and then getting them better. So they have like They have them like 5-star recruits, 3-star recruits, 4-star recruits, 2-star recruits, 1-star recruits, and then in terms of interest, you're trying to get their interest all the way to 100, basically.
Yeah.
So you're battling with other schools who are also trying to do that. So whenever you have a multiplayer dynasty, unfortunately, it's only with the people with the same console. So I'm only playing with the Xbox guys. So we tried inviting Spencer to it, couldn't get to it. So I'm playing with like Jerry, JT, Sean, Jack.
Sean plays?
Yeah, I'm pretty sure Sean's gonna be playing with us. Because I bought the game, so we both have it.
True.
So we're doing that. So it's really funny to think like, oh, I'm going to be battling those guys for players. And the player name generators, there's a player name generator on the on Twitter where they show like crazy players' names. One of them was like Jesus Dick. One of them was like Mike Vick. Like they just have like these I don't know if they've had Manning yet, but they've had some crazy names before. So you'll be on the lookout. You'll see some. There's some pretty crazy. So there's a guy I think I'm trying to like my running back in one of my dynasties. The reason why I call it dynasty is that you're there for many years. So you're trying to create like because legacy. You slowly build up like popularity and like you can move conferences and stuff like that. So it's like easier to get better players there. So then you can win more often. That's like the dynasty aspect of it. So I have a player who's like a 1-star or whatever, which is basically just like a 60 overall, who's like running back whose name is Durr, like Durr. So it's like, there's just goofy names like that. I think there's a guy named like Doug Balls or something like that. I'm trying to recruit to one of the team with the guys. So I hope they aren't going to catch on with that, but
I hope
really enjoying my time and played with Spencer a couple times. He's killed me. I beat him in the first like 4 games, but he's killed me. He's killed me a couple other games afterwards.
He said he got a pop-up screen that literally asked him if he wanted to quit the game.
Yeah,
or something,
like multiple times. But then whenever I've had to quit a couple games recently, versus him because like he started bullying me out. He figured out the offensive line adjustments and stuff like that. So
can't bully a bully.
No, you can't, and it's really difficult. And then Spencer's a really big bully.
What is difficult about it?
It's mainly just that the defense is so bad and the offense is so good. Usually because like college and also the players aren't as good as NFL players. So it's not like you're actually playing with NFL players. You are playing with college people. You're playing with essentially college students. Accurate. So like you'll be throwing a ball that would have absolutely been caught by an NFL player, but they just drop it.
Yeah.
So it's just like, oh, well, it's a college player or whatever. But it does get frustrating after a while. And then the way that they tuned it to defense this year or the way that they've done it, it's really easy. And also just in general, interceptions or picks are a big part of college football. So it's easier to throw a pick 6 or just an interception. Like I've been on record of throwing like 5 or 6 interceptions. There was a game I was playing ranked. Who was I playing as? I was playing as Florida State and Spencer was playing as Notre Dame. And I had no joke, I think like 8 or 9 interceptions versus Notre Dame's defense. So it's like, it's annoying, but it's a big part of the game. And so Spencer blew me out.
Right.
But to show how hard it was even for him, I had like 6 picks on him. So he was just getting pick sixes. I was getting like picked on the drives. I would pick him off.
Right.
So
interesting.
Yeah. So it's really exciting. I'm excited to see where it goes. They do have an ultimate team. They do have like a my player build where you can be like a 5-star, 4-star, 3-star, et cetera, et cetera. And you can slowly work your way up and like transfer to different schools or like be an immediate impact player.
Nice.
So I've made myself a 7-foot tall, 400-pound, burly running back,
Nice.
5-star recruit who plays for Illini.
Nice.
So
there you go.
So yeah, it's interesting. I've enjoyed it, and because I never played any of the NCAA college football games before, so this is really just kind of.
I'm assuming you've played Madden.
I have played Madden before, and that was like one of the big things I asked some of the guys in the Dynasty. I was like, "Have you guys played Madden before?" I'm not good at Madden. I'm just asking if you've played Madden before, because it does play pretty similar to it. It's a little bit different. You get a lot more shedded tackles, broken tackles, and stuff like that. So, yeah.
Cool.
Enjoy my time with that. So
yeah. Well, we can just jump right into this real quick as part of just like things we've done in the past week. Real quick, there were some more movies I wanted to talk about, but I probably won't because they're old news anyways. But we both saw Longlegs on Saturday with Spencer, our friend Spencer, friend of the show. I actually saw it for the first time
in LA.
The day after it opened. I think it was the day it opened. I think.
That Friday? Thursday? Saturday?
I can't remember. I honestly can't remember. I think it was Friday. Because I was so excited to see it. I was like, I want to see this so bad. I'm going to see what I'm out there. And it was just cool because it's the first time I'd seen a movie
in LA.
Where movies are made. I don't know if you actually knew about that.
No.
That's where they make a lot of movies.
In LA?
Yeah.
Wow.
Yes.
Burbank.
Yes. I actually saw the movie in Glendale, though.
Right.
Which is where they don't make movies.
No, they don't make movies there.
Thank you for being my hype man.
You're welcome.
But yeah, it was weird because, I mean, it was...
Weird.
It was weird, but then I realized it wasn't.
Wasn't.
I don't need every ad lib.
Oh, sorry.
That's okay. Just keep up.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was cool because it was like the theater was packed
to the brim,
packed out
to the brim,
and people were excited and into it, and it was fun, and it was great. And then we come back here. We go on Saturday, a week.
I would still say it was pretty packed.
That's what I was gonna say. A week and a half after it's been opened on a Saturday night too. So it kind of expected to be like that, but it's also Midwest Missouri, a weird kind of like low budget horror. I even
heard people in the line for the drinks and stuff like that they're like, I thought the movies were dead.
Really?
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
I heard
That's
that.
funny.
Yeah,
it's so weird. So like we showed up and like people were talking about it. We walk in. I think that the whole theater was full.
Yeah, it was.
I don't think there was. I mean, there were seats in the very front, but there were at the screening in Glendale as well. Yeah. I was very surprised. It's a smaller theater than the one in Glendale, but like still like that never. The only time I've ever been in a full sold out theater was the opening night of Halloween Ends. The last Halloween in this most recent
feel like
trilogy.
Whenever we saw Oppenheimer at the Alamo, that was sold out.
That was sold out too.
That was really big.
That was
a
sold
really
out
big
as well.
theater.
And yeah, that when I saw Halloween, it was like, yeah, it was full big theater, and that was the only other time, and it was like, expected. So I was very surprised a week and a half after this opens, low budget horror, that it was sold out, and I was like, okay, like maybe like, I don't know, because I was like, oh man, like seeing movies in LA, that's crazy. It's like so packed, whatever.
Right.
It still gets that way here, man. I was impressed.
Yeah.
I was impressed by it. So we can talk about the movie a little bit.
Yeah.
First of all, what did you think of it? So I can
shut
up.
I actually started describing it to my sister. My sister has not seen it.
Does she want to?
I think she wants to. Yeah, she still does.
Tell her we'll all go this weekend. I'll see you a third time.
I described it as that picture of the horse drawing, where it's like a beautiful horse in the beginning, and then it's like just drawn like squiggly lines like at the end of it. That's how I think of that movie. Well, because that's just how I think of that movie. the beginning of the movie is beautiful in my opinion.
Okay.
Cinematography is great. The story's together. It keeps you raptured in. You're kind of like sucked into the movie pretty quickly, very quickly.
Yeah.
Very quickly. I'm sure that's not really much of a spoiler, but you get wrapped in pretty quickly.
Yeah, we will try and keep spoilers to a minimum because I do want to. I'm not a big like giving a shit about spoilers guy, but I'll be nice about it in this case because I do really like this movie and I want people to see it.
It's this. Where it's the reverse of this.
Yeah.
Where it's like a really beautiful horse and then the rear end.
I see what you mean.
It's like that.
Yeah.
So that's how it felt to me.
And why? Because I've been hearing a lot of people say that they feel like it falls apart at the end, and I don't see it that way, and I don't understand that.
It's not like I wasn't unhappy with the ending, but it just felt like all the effort that's in the first half of the movie really doesn't pay off as well as like you want it to. Like it all kind of adds up, and it, there's effort there, but it's just kind of like, oh, that's it. In my head, I'm like, not that I didn't see some of the twist coming or anything like that. Not that there really is one, but it's a thriller.
I mean, there is.
It's a thriller. But I was like, okay.
That's so weird.
I thought that maybe it could have been 30 minutes shorter, in all honesty.
Really?
Yeah. I honestly feel like it could have just been like a...
Yeah, I didn't feel that. But I'm not like you're crazy because you're not the first person I've heard say that. I've heard from multiple people. And I have
not seen any other reviews about this.
Yeah.
It was just like, this is my own opinion. This is how I felt about it, which is really nice because I haven't shared that. You know what I mean?
Because you haven't been able to do that before.
Right. No, exactly.
Yeah, you're not the first. I've heard many people say they feel like the third act falls apart. I don't feel that way, man. I saw it twice and both times I was like, it's not, first of all, I love the movie. I love it. Is it perfect? No. Is it the best horror movie I've ever seen? Is it the scariest horror movie I've ever seen? No. Hereditary will always, nothing can beat Hereditary.
Not yet. I was kind of hoping it would be, but.
Yeah, I didn't want to give you any yes or no on that beforehand, but it isn't. It's not extremely scary. It's more like freaky. Because it's more of a thriller than a horror.
Yeah.
We all kind of talked about that. But I felt like, for me, it felt solid all the way through. Again, not amazing solid. I felt like, I don't know, this might get in the spoiler territory a little bit, so stop me if it does. The one thing I felt, especially the first time watching it, not so much the second time, is that I feel like they think the audience is a little bit too dumb. Like they're kind of like, I wish they would more not explain the clues and instead just be like, you just see it. Because a lot of the clues you just see. You don't need them to be like, so this is what happened and this is what this is and that's what that is.
And I think that is really where the movie fell apart for me.
Yeah.
Was like, there's that one scene where there's a scene in the movie where they introduce the aspect that there are some freaky inanimate objects. I'm not going to spoil the movie any more than that. There's some freaky inanimate objects and they found one, right? And that was like the hard cutoff where I'm like, yep. I was just kind of like, all right.
The thing in the barn?
Yeah, 100%. That was like, I was like, this is where it went bad. That part on...
Because you thought it was like goofy?
Yeah, not goofy, but I don't know. Dolls aren't scary to me. And that might be a spoiler. Sorry, but dolls aren't scary to me.
We already said it. I think it's already pretty known that there's dolls involved.
Dolls are not scary to me. The satanic stuff is not scary to me. Seeing in a movie though, a little bit different setting. I would say probably the most satanic quote unquote movie I've seen is probably Hereditary. I guess would be like the closest.
Yeah.
Or Insidious is also pretty like satanic in nature.
I've never seen it. I still need to see that.
But that one's those are pretty good movies. But whenever they find that doll in the barn, hard fall off for me. I did appreciate that they didn't have like a weird. They didn't really have much of a track in any of this stuff. It was all just kind of like one-off piano hits. There was not like a music track.
Like at the beginning, there's a violin, the boom.
Yeah, it scared the shit out of me.
Yeah,
there's like a lot.
Dude, I love it.
I'm sure you saw it a couple of times, but I jumped multiple times in this movie.
Because like we talked about it too. Like there are jump scares in this, but they're like not for anything scary.
No.
Like they're just kind of. I mean, like the scariest one is the beginning when you see like half of Nick Cage's face.
Yeah.
But otherwise, there's not like really any like jump scares. And the one thing about whatever the dolls, we'll just say it when they find the doll, I really appreciated, and I just realized this, that they didn't make the doll look overly creepy.
Right.
It was just like a very, like they said, a very beautifully crafted doll. It was like kind of falling apart because it was old.
Right.
But like they didn't make it like when I think of Annabelle, like Annabelle's like a very obviously creepy looking like
no, they made
doll.
it look like a real like doll someone would get.
Like, they didn't make that part overly creepy because they like they didn't want to like push that too much. Like they made the dolls creepy eventually because they make I won't say it, but they do something that does make it creepy, but it's like it didn't feel cheesy or corny to me.
Right.
But like I think overall when people think like, because dolls is like a trope in horror movies, it just is. So I won't argue that at all. I will just like I'll back up my boy Oz and say that it was like, I feel like they did it. Thank you. In a way that like didn't feel corny to me. But yeah, so yeah, I mean for me, solid overall, not amazing. Holy
beautifully
shit.
shot movie.
Yeah, beautifully shot.
If every movie could be shot like that, oh man, oh mama, I would go to movies much more often.
I totally agree. Yeah, and I had notes written down. I don't think there's anything important, but I don't know why I deleted that. I just want to see if I could find it. I don't know, whatever. Yeah, it was shot beautifully. It wasn't overly scary or anything.
I appreciate the flashback moments in it. Yeah. I think having a narration and like the kind of crazy sound over some elements in the movie were very thrilling, and that was really well done. Mm-hmm. I thought that all the sound design on it was awesome.
Yeah.
The cinematography was awesome. I think really just boiled down to the script.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, it really was just the script and like where the clues led to, for lack of a better word. And it was just kind of like, okay, I mean, that's it. you know, it's kind of like, is there going to be more, or are we done here? Because that was definitely how I felt in the last third of the movie. I'm like, is that it? Or, oh, okay, we're going to go on with this. All right. I thought it was a good movie, but it just kind of dragged a little bit.
I don't know. I love the ending. That ending came out of nowhere for me, and I loved it. And I don't know. I loved it. I thought it was great. The twist is, I didn't expect it. It's very freaky. It's very uncomfortable.
I would love to see the behind the scenes of this because, no joke, I mean, the lead actress in this is fantastic.
She's
I think she played that role of like
very good,
awkward, smart person.
Awkward new detective gumshoe.
Yeah.
Who's also very smart.
Right.
Maybe borderline autistic.
Yeah.
Like a savant.
Yeah.
Because they say, the other thing, kind of a spoiler, whatever, is they like, and another way that like almost felt like a cop-out to me, no pun intended, is that they like immediately are like, oh yeah, she's psychic.
Yeah.
They're like already like, yep, she's psychic, so that explains why she knows all these things. And it's like,
and
like that just felt like an easy way to explain how she like knew certain things. But like I this after the second viewing, I realized that there's a reason for that, and it felt like less of a cop out to me.
Yeah.
But still, at first, I was like, okay.
Yeah, I think that might have been what it was for me.
Yeah,
too,
it just felt like an easy way
really?
to explain things that happened to not make the movie 2.5 hours.
Yeah.
So that was my biggest gripe. It's just like, stop treating the audience like we're so dumb. Like, just like shoot the movie how you want to. You can cut back way less dialogue of having to be like, so this is why this is happening, right?
Yeah,
just show it to us. We saw it.
Yeah,
we don't need to hear it.
And I would much rather not have the explanation and more of the weird observances people have in the scenes. Mm-hmm. There's the scene where they, again, spoilers. So if you're still listening to this and you want to see the movie, it's still good. Still go watch it, even if we're spoiling it. Still go watch it. When they cut open the doll's head and they find the ball in there, if they would not have explained anything else but the fact that ball made a weird sound, and then just cut out of that, that would have been much scarier in my opinion. Having that whole scene where he like dissected the doll, I'm like, that's good. The X-rays in the background were fantastic. Like the set design, everything was great. have it all there. Don't say shit about what it is.
Yeah.
Because I think that was one of the big things is that I was like, at the end, you basically find out the balls in the heads of the dolls are like connected to real people or something like that. And then if those balls get broken, then the people die or they're no longer connected to it or, you know, something like that. This demon's released or some shit. Having that not be explained to us, like, right, like literally right off the bat, they're like, go to the insane asylum where the girls kept right after that. And I'm like, well, we could have probably like skipped over this and then went back and then done it all in one go. Yeah. In my opinion.
Yeah, no, I totally agree. There's
I
definitely
think that was like
the
big gripe for me was that after that
again
scene.
Just like over explaining things
for no reason. I'm like,
I didn't realize it came off.
but yeah, it was a good movie. Go watch it.
Yeah, and, I mean seriously, I will. For me personally, my favorite movie that's come out this year for sure.
Oh yeah,
so far.
Yeah, I haven't seen any other movies, so yeah, this is my favorite.
Yes. Yeah, definitely best horror movie that's come out this year.
I take
probably
it back.
I
saw the Ghost movie.
Oh right, yeah. We never talked about that.
That was just the Eras tour for Ghost fans.
Did you like it?
It was okay. I mean, it was like going to a concert again. So
yeah, that's cool. That would be one I would.
It was
a
concert I already saw technically.
Yeah,
there were some cool aspects of it, but yeah.
Yeah, man, go see it.
See it.
Love Longlegs. Support small indie horror movies by good directors. I saw Perkins. Yeah, I saw Osgood Perkins' first movie, Gretel and Hansel. I didn't love it. I love the way it looked, though. It just the story kind of lacked. It still seems like we're building up our story chops. Not 100% there yet, but this was definitely a much better step. And man, they, did pretty minimal marketing for this, and it was a big deal because people jumped on it. So many people are going to go see it. Made a shit ton of money.
Oh yeah, they said it was number one in the world after Minions.
Yeah, exactly. After Minions. Yeah, man, it's awesome. I loved it. I was so happy, and to see Nick Cage in a role that I actually liked him in was also good. Yeah, not being Nick Cage.
I think that was last gripe about it is that they showed that guy too much.
Oh, really? Because people were saying that they didn't feel like they showed him enough.
No, they should not have shown him much at all. They should have played that down. Yeah, and more of the zeitgeist feel of it.
I think I am agreeing with that. I think.
I like a good, like, very last moment. That's what he looked like.
Yeah.
Not like that. Let's have a front-on shot with his face for, like, an entire scene or three.
Entire scene. I agree. Show him less and make him more mysterious.
I'm no movie expert.
Yeah, I'm not either.
Maybe my cut would have been terrible, right? But
I probably would have hated it.
Yeah.
But anyways, yeah, moving on. Oh, it was great. Go see it. Let's talk about it, Gavin.
Moving into the politics part of the show.
Let's move into the politics.
Very quickly. As best we can.
Yeah, as best we can.
Politics go on long in real life and in podcast.
And this is all stuff that's been talked about to death. It's just
a million fucking times.
Giving our opinions and perspectives on it. So obviously everybody saw that there was an attempted assassination on Trump, which obviously neither of us condone any political violence at all.
By a gooner.
By a registered gooner.
His last internet search was for porn.
I did not hear anything about that.
No, that's true.
Did not hear about that. I'm not. So that happened. We obviously don't condone political violence of any nature. It was a crazy thing to see. I was in LA when it happened, and I was at the compound, and literally just happened to go on Twitter for like the one time that day, and it was like breaking news: Donald Trump has been shot, and I was like, shot. Their gunfire at Trump rally. So like 5 minutes after it happened, I tuned into the live stream. Like they were like, we don't know if it's fireworks or whatever. I immediately noticed that he grabbed his ear, and that there was maybe blood coming off of it or something. So I was already like, whoa, what the fuck? This is crazy. So it was just like wild to see in our times, because there hasn't been an assassination attempt in a long time.
I was in the IV room.
Okay.
So I was not watching the news or anything like that. So I heard it like an hour and a half after it happened.
Okay. Oh, wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
Like no one texted me anything.
Really?
No one
even came up and was like, "Do you hear about it?"
No one said anything until after I got out of the IV room. So no one had messaged me on Teams. No one had sent me an email. I hadn't checked the news.
Crazy.
Yeah. It's honestly like a different world in the IV room. So
yeah. So it was. It shocked me. It was very crazy to see that, and it'll be interesting not to get cynical about it, but it'll be interesting to see how it plays out as far as the next few months go.
Immediate reaction was this is going to change the course of the election.
Yeah. Political people who align with what I do were tweeting out, we're so fucked.
Yeah.
With like no other context. You just kind of knew.
And I saw some people on my side were saying like, my side of the political spectrum, I suppose, on my side of Twitter.
Which is completely different than
Which is completely different than yours. We're saying that like a lot of people think the median voter is a lot dumber than what they actually are.
Yeah.
So they're like, a lot of people were like, oh, this photo is going to make people vote for him just in general. I
tend to agree with that. I don't go as far as to call them dumb.
Yeah. It's just inferring that people vote on like how cool someone looks.
Which they do, because I mean, literally Elon did that. Yeah. He's an idiot.
He already pulled out of paying for Trump's monthly.
Did he really?
Yeah, today.
Oh, I did not hear anything about that.
Yeah,
what did he say?
Forbes reported that.
Oh, that he's just like not doing it?
Yeah, he's like, I'm not a part of that cult of personality.
Jeez. He's so fucking
I hate him.
Yeah. But yeah, it just like, and even like, there was an interview with Zuckerberg. He didn't like endorse Trump, but he was like, we have to admit that like, you really felt emotional when you saw those pictures, and that really was like badass that he did the fist thing, like whatever. And I was just like, ugh, that's exactly what I knew would happen. Is
at the
people
Trump
see
rally,
that and get like, I mean, that happened with Reagan. I think that's how he got reelected, right? Right? Wasn't that after? I think so.
Yeah, I think it was after.
Maybe?
Yeah.
I don't know.
I don't know.
I don't know anything.
I don't know. We were born 15 years after the fact.
Right.
At least.
So it'll definitely help. We'll see. It's still a while to go, but people are going to linger on that, and he's going to ham it up. He'll keep that giant bandage on for a long time, for sure. Yeah, but it kind of already feels like it's kind of dying off a little bit.
It feels like it already kind of died out of the news. Because Joe Biden had dropped out of the presidential race and had been replaced by Kamala Harris.
Right. So that's kind of like the big overtaking.
Or Kamala? Kamala Harris. Yeah.
The big overtaking thing of this. But some quick things. We should probably review the footage, of course.
Of course.
Because that's what everybody's been doing. Yeah. So it's
crazy to think this is like a week and a half ago.
I know, right? This was live footage right now. No, this is live footage from then. I'll show it on screen right now of what happened. So,
take a look at what happened.
Wow.
That's how he escaped.
That's insane.
Take a look at what happened.
Wow.
So yeah,
where'd you find that? That's like a different look.
That was what CNN was putting out there. Yeah,
that's crazy.
I was on CNN. I saw that.
That's where you saw that.
That's how insane. He got out of there.
That's crazy.
Got on the motorcycle.
Well, he got on a motorcycle like that. That's
people
crazy.
didn't realize that podium is a motorcycle.
Yeah, most people don't realize that that's just a segue that you can get to a motorcycle.
Yes.
Can you play one more time for me?
Of course. So obviously you hear the shots ring out.
Right. Yeah.
Take a look at what happened.
Right, and the microphone kind of spins around. He starts wearing like wearing like a yellow boot during half of it.
I think the microphone turns into a mirror.
Yeah, it like circles around. Look, he's wearing a yellow boot, like a green boot. He's got his short torso. Wait, hold on. Watch the sign in the background. Watch one of the signs in the background.
Okay. Where do all these people come from?
Yeah. Wow. These guys at a race car track.
I love that it changes.
I like how he held this on a race car track too. That's really helpful.
Yeah. Indianapolis 500. He got out of there fast though, man.
The Pennsylvania 500.
Yeah. So that came from a shitpost gate or shitpost gateway.
Yeah. That was wow. That's incredible. Good footage there.
Oh man. Great. Some of the best footage we've ever seen. And then another thing Gavin actually said
we were talking about this earlier.
Yeah, someone also reported on this. So a while ago, I bought some stickers from this company called Sticker Mule that was recommended to me from producer Matt Carlin of Office Hours, because he's like, they're super easy to use. I'm like, that's great. I have some of the stickers over there. Super easy process to use. And they have they put me on their email list, of course, because anytime you buy anything from anywhere, they'll put you on an email list. They'll put you on a list.
Oh, yeah, they do.
And so I get an email the next day, I'm pretty sure, because I think it says yesterday, from Sticker Mule, because they'll do it like some companies, they'll just like send you an ad, and then other companies will like try to do like try to get like personal about it and be like, hey, it's me, like the Dan, the CEO of whatever. We would love to have you try out our new this and that.
Right.
And so Sticker Mule, sometimes they'll just
They
send
sent
you
this the next day.
Yeah, sometimes they'll send you random ads, or sometimes they'll do this where it's like more personal. So I saw the
subject line?
Subject line. And I was like,
Which
what is
read,
this? Trump 2024 from Sticker Mule help@stickermule.com to me. I won't put this on screen because it has, I don't know, I don't think it has my email in it, but we'll just be safe. Or maybe I'll put it on screen. It should be fine. It says, "Hi, Carson. Donald Trump was shot. Period." Next line. "I don't care what your political views are, but the hate for Trump and his supporters has gone too far. People are terrified to admit they support Trump. I've been scared myself. Americans shouldn't live in fear."
Reminder, this is a sticker company.
This is a sticker company that nobody gives a fuck about. I
Right.
promise you that.
Right.
"I support Trump. Many at Sticker Mule do. Many at Sticker Mule do. Many at Sticker Mule also support Biden." These are just two different lines. "The political hate needs to stop. Hopefully this email helps." You ready for this? By the way, this week, get one shirt for $4. Normally $19. Kid you not. All in the same email. "I suggest buying one that shows you support Trump. The more people realize that millions of kind-hearted, compassionate people support Trump, the sooner the hate will end. Awesome people all over the world love Trump. Don't limit your friendships and diminish your happiness by indulging in political hate. Vocalize your support. Stop the hate. Anthony Costanito, co-founder, Sticker Mule. P.S. Discuss this message on X," which I should have done. So crazy to throw an ad in the middle of that, too,
Yeah.
by the way.
By the way, shirts are buy one, get one 19 off.
By the way, this week, get one shirt for $4, normally $19. I cannot believe that from like the most useless, know-nothing, who gives a shit company.
Yeah, and everybody
ever.
was talking about this. I'm like, what the fuck is Mule?
Yeah.
What is it?
What is Sticker Mule?
Sticker Mule. Yeah, what is this? And
Yeah.
I looked it up and I'm like, what the fuck?
Yeah, it's just like a...
I'm like, why does a
cares?
sticker company need to make a political statement like this?
They don't.
It's like if anyone was ever wondering what not to do after a political thing, it's that.
Yeah.
Do not do that.
This is literally the stupid voter who is voting for Trump.
This is
they
a
saw him get
reactionary
shot.
shit. This is reactionary.
Yeah.
Like,
Yeah.
you have to be
It's
a little bit more
stupid.
proactive than that. If you're going to do this,
Right.
be pretty upfront. Like, fuck it. Make it your website if you're going to be like that about it. And
Yeah.
email every
Yeah.
single customer who shopped at your shop
Yeah.
at least once.
Because now this is your whole thing.
Yeah.
This is
Congrats.
you.
You totally bought into that now.
Yeah. It's so stupid.
Well, I wonder if they're on the, what is it, buy woke free?
That's what I was thinking. Immediately thought that. I
Let me
was
see.
like, someone's got to put them on there because they are not woke. And that's for damn sure.
Buywokefree.com. What was it? Sticker Mule?
Sticker Mule. 2 words. Oh, cool.
Oh, cool. Washington. Oh, Wokington Post.
Oh, cool. That's my new favorite
Yeah,
website.
Sticker Mule.
I bet it's going to not even know what the fuck.
Nope.
Yep. Has no
No.
idea.
What
'cause
the
it's-
fuck, dude?
It's not even a company anybody gives a fuck about. But they do make good stickers. Decent stickers. They're not that great. They're kind of expensive, too.
Do you want to take one more guess at how woke Nissan is?
Nissan?
Yes.
I'm going to say they are very woke.
They're woke.
Okay.
Okay. Yeah.
Thank you for letting me do
You're
that.
welcome. I just
What
wanna
is Advanced Auto Parts? I have to know what they are.
Woke.
Damn it. How about Tito's? I just saw Tito's up there.
Woke.
God damn it. Ben and Jerry's, I know, is very woke.
Oh, it's extremely woke.
Oh, extremely.
Coca-Cola, extremely woke. Nike's only woke.
Okay.
Meta Platforms,
surprising.
extremely woke. Extremely woke.
Extremely woke.
Goldman Sachs, extremely woke.
Really?
Yeah. Lockheed Martin, extremely woke.
What? They got.
Did we talk about that on the show?
Was it Lockheed Martin?
Was
I
it
thought it
Lockheed?
was no Raytheon.
It was Raytheon. Yeah, Lockheed
Raytheon
is also
was woke.
extremely woke.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, I don't want to.
What about Pfizer? I bet they're not woke at all.
They're
are they?
extremely
Oh, damn it! That's such a shock.
FedEx, woke.
Really?
Citigroup.
I need to know one that's not woke because these all seem woke to me.
Well, let's pull them up.
Sort by wokeness.
Yeah, let's get it, man.
Siri.
Wow, get ready to hear some of these, man.
Wow, I've recognized no companies so far.
You know Throne Ranger, right?
Oh, of course, they use them all the time.
Yeah, well, they're not woke.
Is that a toilet company?
Yeah.
Like you can have a toilet in a gun in a deer stand.
Yep, that's exactly
Throne
right.
Ranger?
ReallyBigColoringBooks.com.
That sounds like my Big Wigs
Yeah.
website.
Yeah. Not woke.
Reallybigcoloringbooks.com.
Yes.
Is that what you said?
That's what it is, man. It says how woke is Really Big Coloring Books Inc. Not woke.
Oh man, I love that. I wish I had that website.
Or it's just coloringbooks.com.
Oh, okay, but
Well,
their company name is really big Coloring Books Incorporated.
Beth McGuire Realty.
This is a pussy purity.
Excuse me?
I think it said pursing purity.
Pursuing purity.
Pursuing purity.
Religious Christian organization is not woke.
Really? What a shock.
Otter Things. Robert
Plant.
Robert Pizzo. Not woke. Dude, I love
Robert
this website.
Pizzo.
We'll have to make this a weekly woke.
Let's do a check-in.
Titan Soap. Not woke.
Oh wow, okay. You gotta get to a page where I can recognize one of these.
Okay,
companies.
I'm sorry. Hold on. I'm sorry, Carson. I meant
Not that I don't love Robert Pizzo.
Oh, I'm sure you've heard of Northport Music.
Oh yeah, of course.
Mushrooms Market, maybe.
Yeah.
Paul's Grove Brittany Pet Care.
That's too many names.
Polo and Associates Home Inspections.
Polo and Associates.
Nutrient Survival.
Okay, love them.
Mind Connection, 7 Weeks, 414 Pub Pizza,
Mm-hmm.
A to Z Vet Supply, Air Toys Adventure.
Okay.
Right.
You got my ears perked.
Man, I got you in a chokehold, man. Golly, man, there's a lot of really good brands here.
I don't know any of these companies.
No, these are real. Undercover Dad LLC.
Oh wow.
Yeah.
I thought they got banned.
Me too.
For,
Tool Clean.
Tool Clean.
Yeah. Not woke.
Not woke.
Good for them, man. All right, sorry.
Okay, no, that's fine. That was worth it.
Yeah.
Robert Pizzo and reallybigcoloringbooks.com. Okay, so that sticker mule thing happened. Trump was shot at.
Sticker mule is still woke. If they're not on the not woke website, then they're probably woke.
Then we moved them to woke.
Yeah.
So the overshadowing news now is that Biden dropped out. He hasn't been seen since he got diagnosed with COVID, which
That's true.
Everybody across the spectrum is coming up with conspiracies, maybe including myself.
Yeah.
I don't know if I actually believe it. It's just interesting.
It's just interesting that is happening.
Interesting that all of this came out and he hasn't. Actually, he's supposed to be making an announcement tanaght. I'm pretty sure. Can we check in on that? Can we get our people?
Let's get CNN. Or MSNBC.
I want to say Biden address. Let's do Biden address. Biden to give White House address Wednesday. Okay.
Oh, okay. So we'll find out Wednesday what he says.
Okay, but so he hasn't been seen since he got diagnosed with COVID, and then he just puts out a tweet with a letter and hasn't made any public statement. Hasn't shown his face since. And 2 days before he posted this, he was still saying that he's in it to win it.
And everybody was still endorsing him on Friday.
Yeah.
So
yeah, and then he dropped out, and then
Sunday.
an hour later said he endorses Kamala.
Yeah.
And then I think next day, she gets enough delegates to get the nom. So she's in. So,
which I don't know if Biden planned this, and this is just the politicking in me, right? I don't know if Biden planned this, right?
Biden planned.
I don't know if Biden planned this, but he did do it at exactly the right time.
And why do you say that?
Post RNC convention, so they have no way to rally the troops about that.
Yeah.
So they were all going back to their hotels or flying home. Yeah, and that's why they were so mad initially, saying that it's not democratic of him. They were comparing it to January 6th. No joke. And Wokeness tweeted that.
I did see that.
And it was just a really good execution of it because it was just no address, no nothing. It was just on Twitter, and then radio silence about it, and then an hour later did the Kamala stuff.
I do agree.
And this is supposed to be where the Republicans are going up, right? Post
Right.
RNC, troops are rallied. Let's get people to say that they're going to vote for us in the polls.
And now they're kind of like, oh shit, we don't know anything about this person.
And
really.
now Trump is the old guy.
Yeah, now Trump's the old
And now
guy.
they're stuck with the old guy.
They don't have like a place to rally again because RNC's over.
Right.
But it also like, RNC was going to have fuel no matter what because of the assassination attempt.
Right.
Like there was no stopping that. But also like the debate gave them fuel and everything like that. So like at one point, part of my brain is like, it's good because they didn't get any of the fuel of like being able to trash Kamala or trash whatever. But also at the same time, it's like if you would have dropped, it maybe would have made things better because then they would have been like, all of our stuff about Joe Biden gets thrown out the window now.
Yeah.
But it worked out because like now they rallied all their troops. They're like so ready, and then it's like right after it's like, oh shit, wait.
Yeah, exactly.
Everything we said is like pointless.
Yeah.
Now, because now
which is why they were so mad because they spent so much time marketing and
against Biden.
Yeah.
Against crooked Sleepy Joe.
Right.
So yeah, whatever. It worked out. Either way, they're gonna have something to say no matter what. So I think you're right though. I agree with you. And yeah, I just have to say real quick that you are fully allowed, whoever you are, to say "I told you so" to me because I was 100% on the side of he's not going to drop. It would be bad if he did. It's not going to happen. And I got proven wrong, and I eat my words.
I think that
I wanted him to. Let me just stand for the record.
I did want him to, but if he did,
I just didn't think he was going to, and I thought it would have been bad.
No, and I had listened to some other podcasts about it, and it didn't sound like they were really positive on the fact that he would drop out. He's a really kind of a selfish guy, kind of narcissistic in some ways. More about his own advance and like his own political gains there.
Yeah.
But whenever you get to the top, what else is there to do?
Yeah.
So,
right.
And I don't think he was going to stay at the top because he would have been 86 or something like that by the time he retired, or 85.
I think so.
He's 81 now.
That. Yeah,
so
that
it probably would have been like 85, 86.
Mm-hmm.
Crazy to say out loud.
Yeah.
Because you don't see many 86-year-olds hanging around, but you do have some. There are still some.
Yeah. My grandpa was 87 when he died. I think my grandma's 86 or 87.
Yeah. So you got some longevity in your genes.
Yeah, I do. I got long genes.
But yeah, so it's just, I think I was also really worried that they would have to do primarying, doing all that shit again.
That's what I thought. That's
really
why I was
glad
like,
that they
this
didn't
is
have
going
to
to
do
be
that.
worth it. Yeah.
And a couple of experts, like my father, he had predicted that he was going to drop out over the weekend. Mm-hmm. He did send me a screenshot. He has receipts.
Yeah.
There was a couple other guys I follow, Ezra Klein, formerly of Vox, now of New York Times, basically had a really long thread detailing of like why he thinks he should drop out or why he would.
Yeah.
And the post assassination attempt, you get those polling numbers way up, and then it makes you look way worse. He probably had, and let me tell you, I have a little bit more pep in my step.
Oh yeah, no, seriously, I heard people talking about it today, and I am agreeing that I definitely feel way more optimistic, not only about the election, but about the future of a country under Kamala, who, by the way, I don't think either of us think is a perfect candidate by any means.
Yeah, no.
Certainly by leaps and bounds better than Joe Biden. And we don't even need to talk being better than Trump, obviously. No. That's pretty obvious.
Could they have rolled out someone different? Sure, but would you have been able to rally troops as quickly as they have with Kamala Harris? No, absolutely not.
And we saw I guess we could say we saw, because it's a collective we, everybody saw one of the biggest donation days in the history, the Democratic history.
Yeah.
That was, I think, that might have been before she got the official nom.
Yeah, that was yesterday, I think.
Yeah, I think that was before the official. She gets the nominee.
Like that night, by 8 or 9 p.m., they already raised $45 million or something like that.
And that was, obviously Biden endorsed her. Everybody pretty much endorsed her, but she didn't get the nom yet, and that just goes to show that people want her and are excited. About that.
And there was a speech today that Kamala gave. Mm-hmm. And the crowd started chanting "We're not going back." So, which I think is a pretty cool rallying cry. Yeah, you can go with that because Project 2025, for lack of a better word, would put you back.
way back.
So
way back.
That's why they're making. She kind of like she started. They don't have anything on her, and
which is good. It's
really weird.
They got to scramble now.
They have nothing to say. They're going back to it. They're calling it like laughing.
Laughing. Yeah, he called her laughing
it's like,
Kamala.
oh God.
I don't know if you saw this. I don't know if this is legit, so you might know if it is or not. I think it was Pop Crave posting that Trump had donated like money to her campaign when she was running for senator.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
That's true. That is real.
No, it's not for senator. It's for DA.
Oh, that was for DA.
Yeah.
Not for senator. But she was a senator at one point, right?
Yeah. I think so. Pretty sure.
I'm pretty sure.
Yeah, it was like 2013 or 2014. She was DA.
Yeah, and then because it was 2011 when he made those donations.
Yeah. So yeah.
So whatever it was.
Yeah, whenever
he did
it was,
make those donations.
He did make those donations. Yeah, there's a Trump signed check.
Yeah,
that
I really
saw
hope he has to answer for that.
I think one of my friends on Instagram posted that, but yeah.
Yeah, I did see that. I'm pretty sure it's.
I'm pretty sure that's real.
Yeah.
I think that's one of the biggest.
Poo Crave.
Yeah. I almost did get Poo Crave today.
Oh yeah.
But yeah, I think that's probably one of the biggest gripes is that I've heard is that she arrested so many young people on marijuana charges. Mm-hmm. There's all these different things, but you can't have a perfect candidate. I don't think anybody who is expecting that does not have a realistic expectation of what America can look like.
Yeah.
I think like you have to appeal to a wider audience. Yes,
right.
It would be awesome. God, do you know how awesome it would be? Mm-hmm. But for the wider range of people to get the most feet, like let's say RFK Jr., right? Or someone crazy. I don't know. Someone else like, I don't know, Varmint Prime or whatever his name is, who runs every single presidential election, was the perfect candidate. You could not run and get that many people on board with those ideas that is the most ideal candidate.
Yeah.
You'll never have that.
No.
So you have to have the best compromise. And I think she has the best compromise.
I think so too.
As it stands right now, best compromise. I don't think there's anyone else that would have the same polling power, the same gravitational pull towards support than she would in this time.
Yeah, and it seems like everybody, the good thing that I've been seeing is that it seems like everybody's really excited about it.
Yeah.
Which is good.
Yeah.
That's super important because we were in a slog.
Yeah, that felt...
And this like really flipped a switch for a lot of us.
Yeah.
And she seems like, do you think you would probably know more of this than I would? And if you don't, that's okay. Do you feel like she's more progressive than Clinton was, Hillary?
I think they're on the same page.
Okay. Because I'll just be honest, I don't know.
There's goods and bads, but I think one of the big things for Hillary Clinton is that so many people fucking hated her in 2016.
Yeah.
I mean, fucking loathed her. Yeah. I mean, hated her.
Mm-hmm.
Hated her. Mm-hmm. Not because she was a woman, not because she was Bill Clinton's, wife. Mm-hmm. They just hated fucking Hillary Clinton.
Yeah.
And that does not exist with Kamala Harris.
Yeah.
There's
people who are like, you and I were like, I don't really like her. She seems kind of kooky.
Yeah. But
maybe.
But
whatever.
What's a goofy candidate, honestly?
Yeah, they all are.
So, I think that's one of the big things. There's a lot less hate there.
But similar ideals.
Right. Yeah, I would say they're pretty similar on the political spectrum. I'm not saying that she's like a mid-2010s, that would have been great if she could have been elected in 2016 kind of thing. But she didn't have like the resume she does now, for lack of a better word. She wasn't vice president.
Yeah, right.
in 2016. So she didn't have that. But yeah, I don't know. It's just one of those things where, I think one of the big things that turned off a lot of I was not able to vote in 2016. I don't know if this is crazy. I don't know if the cameras on anymore. But
same here. I don't know.
Yeah, we weren't old enough to vote in 2016, so it's kind of crazy. But to say out loud, but one of the big things that I saw from Bernie Sanders supporters was that it was mainly the work that she had done as DA in California was like a really big selling point. That was like the Kamala Cop, K-Hive, kind of Twitter sphere, was kind of like that was the big thing that I think turned off a lot of people, at least turned off me to the idea of voting for Kamala, was just how many people fucking hated her for whatever reason. But seeing, the last 4 years of Joe Biden and seeing the way that the median voter could vote, definitely the best candidate they could run right now.
Yeah.
not any skeletons in her closet. No, and then even some of her vice president picks, it looks like are turning out might be some pests to deal with. Like she might have to like make sure they clear their skeletons in their closet before she asks them to be VP.
A lot of
JD Vance has a lot of skeletons in his closet. He fucked a couch.
I don't know about this.
He wrote it in his hillbilly whatever, his diary or whatever.
Okay.
He had like a memoir
that
he fucked a couch. He like turned a glove inside out, fucked a couch. It's a found again Catholic. Like
we've all been there.
Yeah, like a converted Catholic as an adult. He's got a really good clip where he talks about the liberals probably want to say Diet Mountain Dew is racist, and then he's like you guys are great. Oh, it's so awkward, man. He also had a weird blog in 2005 where he couldn't watch a movie because it reminded him too much of like his way back home or something like that, and his mom was like a drug addict, and essentially called people lazy in his book who were drug addicts, and people of the Midwest like lazy or something like that. So
solid.
Yeah, he's a solid candidate for the right wing.
Oh yeah.
Did call Trump America's Hitler back in 2016 or whatever, 2020.
Was it never Trump?
Yeah.
Guy for a bit. But it's good to know he fucked a couch.
Yeah. It is.
Can't say Kamala's done that.
I cannot say that, and they're trying to say that it's a bad thing that she doesn't have kids.
I don't know. She didn't have kids.
No, she doesn't have kids. She does have I think she has a stepdaughter.
Oh, I don't know either.
But yeah, so
they'll use that though.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Yeah, we'll see who her VP pick's going to be. Everybody's expecting a Midwest white man.
Yeah. There's the Pennsylvania governor, Shapiro.
Yep.
There's the Mark Kelly, and then there's the Kentucky governor.
Yeah, the Kentucky governor is the one that I've
Mark
heard.
Kelly from Arizona, which I feel like would probably be like the cleanest slate. His wife is Gabby Gifford, who was almost shot and killed.
Oh.
If you remember that from like middle school, like 5th and 6th grade.
What was
She was like outside of a grocery store and like got shot in the head.
And people knew that it was targeted?
Yeah.
Oh, I don't know if I know
she was like
about
trying
this.
to get someone tried assassinating her. They airlifted her and stuff like that.
I don't know about that.
He's married to her.
Okay.
But they're from Arizona, and Arizona is like a hotly contested state every year.
Mm-hmm.
So
it
would be like those swing states, and same thing with Kentucky. Kentucky can be.
Yep. Yeah.
Pennsylvania can be.
Yep.
So if those are all swing states, they want someone that's in one of those swing states. Those are probably the three most likely. Shapiro does have sexual assault allegations, or he paid off someone who he sexually assaulted at some point.
Okay.
So that is one skeleton in his closet, as far as I know.
But it seems like Arizona or Kentucky.
Yeah, Mark Kelly, it was a fucking astronaut. So
yeah.
Doesn't get more like not plain Jane for lack of a better word, but the most clean slate.
Yeah,
is a fucking NASA astronaut.
That gets some of the people who are just voting for who they think is the coolest.
Yeah, that'd be some pretty cool.
Vice President's astronaut. Okay.
Yeah,
I can get behind that.
And then I saw a strategy that someone put. Not that they would do. I don't think she would do with this, but Pete Buttigieg is her VP. If someone saw that they could like have a blue Sharpie and then have like Harris Buttigieg, so then it just says Harry Booty. Or
that's funny.
Harry Butt.
Harry Butt.
And it's like that would also get some points for
Harry
some people.
Butt could work. Yeah, we'll see, man. It is exciting though.
Did you see that her dad's name is Donald J. Harris?
Is it really?
Yes.
Oh shit. Well, I'm not voting for her then.
Yeah, no.
Hell no. I did not know that.
Yeah.
Crazy.
Some fun stuff.
Very interesting. Yeah, so it'll be exciting to talk about this in the months to come.
Yeah.
It'll be our first time doing a podcast during an election.
I guess you're right.
Big election special for that. I think that'd be fun. Wear suits, be moderators.
Yeah, and I have a suit jacket that fits now, so we're good.
There you go. I don't, but I'll find one. Let's just talk. This is gonna be a quick story, anyways, and then we're done. We'll do our Whatcha Listening To, get out of here. It's gonna be a longer ep, but that's okay. We've been gone
2 weeks
for a while, and we're excited to talk about all this. We made the mistake of talking about this already in the car the other day.
Yeah.
So we'll see if it hits.
I forgot that this happened though.
Yeah, so we had to remind ourselves. We'll see if it hits as hard as it did. So there is a rumored story that Stereo Gum posted, direct from the source who apparently saw this happen. So I'll just read. This is from Stereo Gum's website. We first saw it on Instagram that A French sneaker shop owner says Elton John peed in a bottle in his store.
Peed into a bottle.
Into a bottle in his store. And then it shows a picture of Elton John with his 13 and 11-year-old sons. Elton John is 73, and he has teenage sons.
Cool. That guy was, wow.
Pretty interesting, because I was like, oh, grandchildren. And then it's like, nope, that's his kids. So the story goes...
That guy was born in 51.
Yeah. That's crazy. That's really old. The story goes, when you gotta go, you gotta go. This is true even of Elton John, who may or may not have peed into a plastic bottle in the middle of a sneaker store after being told a public restroom wasn't available. So first of all, this is obviously a rumored story, but Stereo Gum, I feel like it's pretty reputable. Like not
for music sources, yeah.
Yeah, for like music, like because they don't report on random shit. But like they're not like a TMZ. This isn't a fucking New York Post. This isn't like a big like. Let's try and like, because I almost pulled from TMZ. They wrote up on it too, and it's dude, TMZ articles are a nightmare.
Yeah, they are kind of.
They're so like really trying to be like, ooh, we're so cool, and it's like, no, you're just chuggy and annoying.
Yeah.
But yeah, I just wanted to give like, I just feel like Stereo Gum is usually pretty reputable.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? I mean, they're pulling from the source. Like they are just reporting on what was said.
Yeah.
From the guy who owns the store and saw it.
And it's they've got their own way to talking. They've got some great writers in their room.
Yeah. So according to TMZ, Ryan Sukar, apologize if I'm pronouncing that incorrectly, who runs Sugar Kicks in Nice, which is in France, alleges the incident transpired this afternoon. This was 2 weeks ago. Yeah, I believe 2 weeks. It was literally the day after we recorded, I think. Alleges the incident transpired this afternoon when the 77-year-old music legend walked in with his two sons.
Oh, so he was born in 1947.
Yeah, sorry. With his two sons and a bodyguard. He says after being informed there was no toilet, John turned to his bodyguard, asked for a bottle, and relieved himself not too far from the shoppers. I mean, can you give me a bottle, mate? I'm going to go fucking... Hey, can you hand me over here? I'm going to fucking piss in this bottle.
What are you trying to say? You want to piss in my store?
I'm already going, mate. You're just going to have to let me go at this point. I'm too old. I can't stop it. I cannot stop the flow. If I try to stop it, it's going to be a big problem. You got that? You just got to let me go.
You're trying to piss in my store.
And it's funny because he's like with his teenage kids. So imagine it's like a Prime bottle.
Dude.
Grab one of those.
Dude, I'm just imagining.
Do you mind if I piss in this?
Yeah. Do you mind if I piss in this real quick? I just what I imagine with this is that okay, so keep going on.
Yeah. Because this isn't even the best part. Relieve himself not too far from the shoppers. Apparently, his aim was a bit off, and the urine ended up on the floor.
What are you doing? You're peeing on my floor.
What are you doing?
Sacre bleu.
Sukar was, quote, that's the owner, was, quote, shocked and frustrated before asking John what he did for a living. To which he replied, I'm Elton John. After a quick online search, he realized it was a big deal and was not upset. Before leaving,
it's okay. You are no worry.
You could come and piss in my restaurant anytime.
My shoe store, whenever you want.
My shoe store will...
wide open for pissing on floor.
You see that floor? That's your floor to piss on anytime. Public restroom, always available for you, Mr. John.
I'll kiss the floor which you walk unless you pee on it. I won't kiss it.
Then I won't kiss it because that is very gross and the ladies will not like that. Zachary Blue.
Zachary Blue.
My name is Zachary Blue. After a quick online search, yeah, I already read that. Before leaving, John bought 2 pairs of sneakers for his sons, took a picture, shook hands with Sukar. John has not yet confirmed or addressed this alleged occurrence.
I just imagine...
I'll show the picture on the screen.
I just imagine him filling up this bottle with piss. Like, he had to go really bad. You know what I mean? Like, do you know how bad you have to go to, be like, I have got to go in this fucking bottle.
Fucking bottle. I swear I heard... that so it's weird because in that article, so I'm on Stereo Gum's Instagram now, because they like there's maybe some translation issues. So the way it was reported in that Stereo Gum article is that his aim was off and he got it out. So this is coming from Stereo Gum, who has posted a screenshot from Nice Matin, which is like their local newspaper there. And so like some of the translation's weird. So I'm gonna read the Nice Matin, however you say it. I'm going to read their translated article entry. So it says, Elton John went shopping this Monday in a boutique in Nice, where he first relieved himself in a plastic bottle.
Where he first and then proceeded to piss all over the floor.
I love these translations. It's going to be so funny. Ryan Sukar, a 22-year-old Lebanese entrepreneur, congrats,
that's
my
insane, man.
You're younger than I am.
Yeah, good shit.
Is the manager of a limited edition sneaker store, Sugar Kicks, in Nice. This Monday, he saw Elton John arrive in his shop.
I like the storytelling in this article.
The latter peed in a bottle in front of the young man before buying 2 pairs of sneakers for his sons, who came to admire Travis Scott on Saturday night at the Alliance Riviera. The story of a strange encounter. So this is the caption of the Stereo Gum article, and it says, quote, the liquid eventually overflowed, so the bodyguard went to get a towel. Oh my God. The French sneaker store owner tells Nice Matin, translated from French, when he told me, quote, I'm Elton John, I immediately took out my phone to Google his name. Hold on, because we gotta read the Nice Matin article translated. Hopefully that is easy to be done, because I'm sure there's so much more juice to it. Let me just do. I'm sorry I didn't do this before, but I have to. Oh no, I can't find it.
I found it here.
You got it?
Yeah.
Okay. What?
Accepte and femelle.
Is it gonna show up in English? Uh-oh, is it making you like sign up?
Let's see.
Fuck.
Wait, hold on.
Let me see if I can find it. Let me just do.
It wants me to, I think it's making me watch an ad.
Okay. Elton John P is one of my recent search histories.
Look up Nice Matin after it.
Yeah. Nice. It's Nice, but.
Yeah, I know, but just spelled nice.
Nice Matin.
Nice Matin.
Fuck, it's not even like showing up for me for some. Oh, here it is. Let's see. But it looks
J'étais à deux doigts de la viande.
Translate.
Plus on a sympathize.
Except infirmière. Oh, why didn't? Okay, I got it. Ooh, this translation's gonna be awesome, dude.
Who else but an international star?
Oh, you got it. Wait, you did it. You got to read the headline. You didn't read the headline. Wait, now yours is different than mine.
Oh, okay. No, you go ahead. Mine says I was about to fire him, then we became friends.
It's pretty much the same thing.
Yours says I was close to turning him in, then we sympathized. Elton John went shopping this Monday in a boutique in Nice, where he first relieved himself in a plastic bottle.
So we've already read up to there. So jump back down to here.
Who else but an international star can be both approachable and nice? Just kidding, nice. Very discreet and sober, and have really strange behaviors without batting an eyelid. This Monday, July 8th, Elton John on a shopping...
I'm sorry. Mine says, who else but an international star could be... It says that, and then it says, and have really strange behaviors without eyebrows? Sorry, go on. I had to read that.
This Monday, July 8th, Elton John, on a shopping trip with his 2 sons in Nice, gave Ryan Sukar, the young manager of Sugar Kick sneaker store, open for 2.5 years on Rue Miron at number 12, an emotional roller coaster ride. When he posted a photo on Instagram story of the British star with his children Elijah and Zachary, all smiling broadly and with 2 bags bearing the name of his limited edition sneaker shop, the young Lebanese entrepreneur surprised the local internet users. But after all, why not? The singer of I'm Still Standing owns a holiday home at the top of Mount Baron. I live here during the summer, he even confirmed to Ryan, who had not recognized him and had taken him for an Australian tourist with his funny accent. Generation gap. That's what it says there. I didn't even know who he was. I even asked him, what do you do for a living? And then I called my mother afterwards and told her, and she said she would have cried if she had met Elton John.
Mine says she would have mourned if she had met Elton John.
However, the shopping session did not start very well for the manager. When he came to inquire about the presence of toilets in the store, the answer is no. Elton John first had his bodyguard come with a plastic bottle before turning around to pee in said container. He wasn't facing us. He had turned around, but he was right in front of us. Luckily, there was no one else in the store.
Oh.
The liquid ended up overflowing, so the bodyguard went to go get a towel to wipe it up, but it left a mark on the floor, continues the now amused Ryan, who admits to having initially wanted to throw the guy out, before the presence of a driver and bodyguards, visibly very busy, put him on the trail of an international star present in his shop. When he told me I'm Elton John, I immediately picked up my phone and Googled his name, and I understood. 850 euros later, the two men are the best of friends. In fact, he explained to me that they were in Nice because of his sons had gone to the Travis Scott concert, which took place Saturday night at the Allianz Riviera. Although they went without their father, the two teenagers aged 14 and 11 seemed to have enjoyed the American rap superstars show. The two youngsters then began to take a look at approximately 150 pairs of sneakers in the store before setting their sights on a pair of Jordan 1 high and a pair of Jordan 1 low, both in blue. Elton John pulled out the American Express black card, paid, said, "Very nice store," and they left, says Ryan.
Very nice store to take a fucking piss in, right?
Says Ryan, who is used to famous footballers and reality TV stars in his lair, according to him.
I'm brag.
Not the British pop superstars who leave you with a nice souvenir, a few extra euros and a trace of urine on the fake parquet floor.
Wow, holy shit.
I'm gonna have to tune into this Nice Martin.
Nice Martin. Wow, dude,
Yeah,
what
wow.
a fucking story. Blew the piss out of me.
Yeah, that is fantastic, dude.
Well, I mean,
I just
it
imagine.
sounds real.
Yeah, it does sound real.
Why would this kid be like this 22-year-old guy? Obviously met Elton John. He
Who's
was
the store
in the
owner?
store.
Who's the store owner?
Who is the store owner?
And he has pictures there showing that he went
yeah,
there.
said nobody else is in the store. Saw the piss hat. I mean, like, it's a weird thing to make up.
I just imagine him sitting in the front counter, just like, we don't have any toilets.
Had the toilets.
And he's like, Elton John staring at him head on, and he's like, "Bring me a bowl." And then he turns around, middle of the store, back to the counter, but still in the middle of the store, and just goes, leans his head back, and the guy is like, and then it bubbles up. He like either has his dick all the way in the bottle, so it like fills up the space that would otherwise be there, and it just bubbles up and over his penis, all over the fucking floor.
I was saying it was like a bobber.
Yeah. And it's
fishing.
like he's not putting it in; he's putting it all the way up.
Yeah.
So it like bubbles up over. And he's like, "Oh fuck!"
It's some suction, and then it goes. It pops out of it. Boom. Oh fuck, man.
Oh fuck! Can you get that for me, love? Yeah, it's just shit.
Oh shit! Can you get a fucking towel, please?
I need a bit of a clean up.
Can we reenact it? You're gonna be Elton, and I'm gonna be the store owner. Hello, monsieur. May I help you?
Have you got a bathroom I can use? I've got to piss real bad, mate.
No, sir. We have no public restrooms.
What do you mean? I can't use your bathroom?
There is no bathroom where you can put your baguette into the toilet.
Right then. Charles, bring me a bottle.
What is he using a bottle for?
Pardon me for a brief moment.
All right. What? Sacre.
Oh shit!
That is the fastest I've ever seen a water bottle fill up with piss. You got
Charles,
piss on my floor.
Charles, can you please grab me the nearest paper towel? Bring me a towel, please.
Thank you. Made a very big mess of my store, monsieur. May I ask, what do you do for a living?
I'm Elton John.
Hang on a second. Oh, monsieur. May I be mistaken? You are royalty here, monsieur. You can piss on any part of the floor you want. Thank you so much for pissing on my floor.
Well, I wouldn't go that far.
Would you like to piss on me now?
No, we're good.
You can if you want. I will allow you. I will allow you to piss on me.
No, we're just buying these 2 pairs of sneakers, please. Thank you.
All right, let me get your picture.
Here we go. Me
Thank
and
you.
my 2 sons at 77
Nice to meet
years
your
old.
grandchildren.
And these are my sons.
Okay. Would they also like to piss on the floor?
No, we'll find
Okay.
somewhere else to go. Thank
All
you.
right. You are welcome anytime in my restaurant.
It was a pleasure knowing you.
All right. You are one of my best friends now, since you give me so much money for these shoes.
You're closer in age to my own children than I am to you.
Okay. Okay, cool.
We are best of friends now.
Yes, we are. We have bonded over piss and shoes.
Well, I'm going to go do whatever I do at 77 years old.
Oui.
Have a great day.
You too, monsieur. Thank you for the piss that is still left on the floor. There is still a ring of piss on the floor where you have done it. I do not know how I'm going to clean this up, but I will figure it out. Whether it's with my tongue or not, I will find a way to clean up your piss, Monsieur John.
Consider it a treat.
End scene. It just sounds. I was skeptical of it when we started this. I fully believe that Elton John pissed in a bottle in the store.
Oh, yeah.
Why would this guy make this up? It does not make any sense.
No, there's no reason to.
A reputable store owner.
And also, like, no
famous
one said anything
footballers.
about it. I know he's retired. I know Elton John's done
Yeah, you
touring.
can't say that anymore.
Retired?
Yeah.
All right. Well,
You're just not allowed.
okay.
It's like not.
Right,
It's
no,
like
it's
really
not good.
not cool
Yeah,
to
no,
use the hard
no.
R anymore.
No, we call it E-tired.
Yeah.
Right.
You call it taking a break from life.
Right. Yeah, exactly. Not
That's-
working anymore. We'll just
No.
say that.
Yeah, not
Yeah,
working.
that's what-
You're
that's the
done
correct-
working.
Yeah. Yeah, so I know that, like, you know, there's not a lot of hype behind the Elton John name now, but I'm pretty sure, like, if someone, you know, someone would have reported it other than TMZ
Oh, yeah.
and Stereo Gum. I'm not
Right.
saying Time Magazine should have made a whole hit piece on this store owner for making it up if he did.
Yeah.
But you
It
know,
is bizarre that more people have not reported on it.
I know. I've not seen anybody talk
No,
about this.
no. It's been like the tabloids and,
Yeah.
and Stereo Gum, which I guess is the tabloid in a way.
It just feels like that should be bigger news.
It feels real.
It would
Like,
be
I
like
just don't.
it would be like Donald Trump peeing in a cup, like,
Yeah.
at a store, and then being
But it's
like,
Elton John. It's like, you know.
it's a worldwide name. Like,
Yeah.
it's a worldwide superstar.
But it's also like so random enough, and obviously this guy has proof he was there in the
Right.
store.
Yeah.
It just, I believe it.
I'm curious to know if he took the picture because he pees in the store, or just because, like, his sons are like,
I wonder what his sons
Yeah,
thought about it.
yeah.
They're just like, it's just dad.
Dad's pissing
that's
in the
just-
store again.
That's just daddy. He just does that.
Dad's pissing in the store again.
And also, like, but it's also weird because it's like, as Elton John, you should know better not to piss in a store.
No, when you're that old, you have nothing to lose.
That's true. But he's like a famous dude. He's so famous.
He could pay him off 100 million times over.
Yeah, but he didn't though. He didn't.
He didn't. He gave him money for sneakers, and
Took
he's
a
like,
picture and everything.
consider it my treat.
Consider it my treat. You can
The-
keep the rest of the piss. And I
My
wonder what they
signature.
did with that bottle. Did they like?
Yeah,
throw
that's
it
what I was
away?
curious too. Like, do they have a trash can there? Because I doubt they do.
I don't know.
What if he just, like, puts it on a pedestal as you walk in? And he's like, Elton John's piss.
This is Elton's piss.
Yeah, it's got like a little, like,
Imagine
name
having to be
tag.
the. Do you think the bodyguard held the bottle for him?
Dude. That'd be insane.
bottle for you.
Yeah, I can do that for you, sir.
Oh, it's overflowing.
Oh, fuck.
Oh shit.
Have you got
Again.
a bathroom I can use to
Have you
wipe
got a
off my head?
bathroom? We need to wash our hands. Yeah, and also he shook his hand
Yeah. Oh.
after. I was
No,
like,
I wouldn't.
oof.
I just watched this man hold his,
Really?
presumably his own bottle.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. And he held.
Was he doing one hand?
Yeah. No, he
he
just
was riding pony with it?
he had on like sweatpants and he just like pulled all of it out and then just like put the bottle. He didn't touch it. He just pulled the bottle and like aimed it,
Yeah.
shimmied it in there. And
He
just,
was wearing overalls, and he
Yeah.
had to take it all off.
what was he wearing?
He was wearing a
picture of him.
sweatsuit.
Okay,
Might be jeans.
Yeah, it looked like tie-up pants. So
Yeah.
yeah, some sort of like elastic type way.
Yeah.
So he could have pulled it all
I've
out.
seen
Well-
several middle-aged women who look like that.
There isn't.
walk
Yeah,
in.
yeah, me too. There isn't a There's no zipper,
No, yeah.
so he had to pull his balls out,
Yeah.
hanging down, hanging down to his knees.
Sacre bleu, you
Sacre
got long
bleu.
balls.
Is that your chewing gum?
Or are you just happy to see me?
There is no chewing gum in my store, monsieur. Oh, that's just me fighting balls, mate.
It's just my balls, mate. I'm not doing anything with them. I'm just putting them out so I can piss in the fucking bowl.
I have to have them out.
I just imagine before I got the context of him turning around.
Mm-hmm.
I just imagine him like doing it behind the counter where the guy couldn't see him, and then he walked out and he's like, what the fuck? He like leaves.
Wait, are you saying that like the counter's
yeah,
here?
the counter's here, and he's just making eye contact with him. Yeah, he's just being. He like leans his head back and he does like a little shake, and then he's like, and then he's like, what the fuck? He like walks out from behind the counter.
There's a pee shake.
Yeah, there's
Well, he had to go, dude. When you gotta go, the pee shakes are violent.
Yeah.
I've had a pee shake where I was like, Jesus Christ.
Well, I just
Holy
imagine walking
shit.
out. There's a puddle there, and he's like, what the fuck?
Sorry, mate. You got a towel? You got a place
Well,
where I
now
can
I
wash
do.
up?
Now I got somewhere to go. Jesus.
Do you have a place where I can wash up?
Yeah. Yeah, I do.
Yeah, we have a bathroom. Fine. Whatever.
Yeah. So
Do you have any more?
So we should get more topics like that around the store.
Dude, I loved it. When you sent me that, I was like, oh, I think I was on the toilet. And I
I
was
could
just
not believe it, man. I could
laughing.
not fucking believe that.
It's so absurd, man. I mean, it's been 2 weeks and nothing else has been reported on
No.
it. So it's probably dead. But that might be my favorite story of the year.
Yeah, 100%.
So good. Okay. Final thing. I believe we are done. We'll save the red box for next week. I have a look. I should have a look what I found that I was teasing to Gavin for next week. We should be able to do an extra drama next week, and then, probably talk a little bit about the move, but not a ton. But yeah, so that'll be our last in-person episode next week.
Perfect.
So let's do what you listen to, Gavin. What are you listening to this week?
This listening, I'm waking to. This week I'm listening to "Turn to Stone" by Electric Light Orchestra.
Okay, I've heard that song.
Can't get it out of my fucking head. I can't stop listening to it. It's such a good song. It's a really good song.
Let's get that looked at.
It's very good. I enjoy that song quite a lot. I heard it in the Ivy Room a couple weeks ago, probably around when the Trump shooting happened.
Because of it.
Because of it, yeah. And it's stuck in my head now, just like how that. Well, I don't want to say it. Really enjoyed that song, and go listen to it.
Sick, dude. Weird one for me that I just happened to listen to. I'll give you my thought process of why in a second, but let me tell you what it is first. I am listening to the song Aw Shit, AWW Shit by Shoreline Mafia. Do you know Shoreline Mafia, Gavin? Shoreline Mafia was a rap group, now just a rap duo. This song is from 2020 off their album Mafia Business. This was their last album as a quartet, if I may say. It is they were a rap group, now just a rap duo made up of OGZ and the other guy's name I can't remember. I'm sorry. And I had heard about them previously just by like name sense. And the reason I even like started listening to them is because when I was out in LA, sorry to bring it up again, I was like having the dilemma of being like, I don't know if I like West Coast rap. Because, like, I'm not a huge Tupac fan.
You don't like Lamar? You don't like Kendrick Lamar?
I'll get to that in a minute. I'm not a huge Snoop fan. I'm not a huge... I really liked NWA when I first got into rap, and then I was kind of like, eh. And, yeah, and then Kendrick. I do like Kendrick now. I used to kind of just be like, whatever on it. I do like his stuff now. Listening to, like, older stuff, I'm like, eh. Some of the older stuff, like, there's a song... One of the songs that, like, apparently is like his first time dissing Drake from like years and years ago is like a song with Big Sean. I can't remember the name of it.
Yeah.
That's really good. But I still don't love Kendrick. I just really love the recent stuff because it's so insane and like it's the kind of sound I really like. But otherwise, West Coast rap, I'm like, I think East Coast for me, leaps and bounds is better too.
So like Tupac's better. Tupac's worse than Biggie.
I'm not a big Biggie fan either. Like, that's kind of like, there's stuff in that air. Like, I love Wu-Tang. That's New York. I love Mobb Deep. That's New York. I love even, like, newer stuff. 22Gs, I really like. That's New York drill. Even ASAP, they're all from New York, Harlem.
Really? I didn't know that.
Yep. Yeah. I mean, Ferg's from Harlem. I think, I don't know where Rocky's from, but... Yeah, I mean, just like, it's just like everything, like a generational, back from the 80s, 90s up until now, everything I liked is New York. Because, like, to me, West Coast is a little too, like, party, kind of more on the poppier side, a little bit too like happy. Whereas like New York has that grit. Like it's just like even Benny the Butcher. That's the other one I was thinking.
Yeah.
Benny the Butcher is from Buffalo. So it's just like all of that for me. Like, unfortunately, like it's probably something I shouldn't say out loud as someone who's moving to the West Coast. But I was like, man, I gotta start listening to more West Coast rap. And then, so I looked up like West Coast rappers. It was probably like a playlist or whatever.
Westside Gunn's from Buffalo.
Yeah, he's also from Buffalo. And so I was like, I gotta start listening to some more West Coast rappers. And Shoreline Mafia, newer rap duo now, are from the West Coast. And I still don't fully love their music, but this one song I really, really do like because it has that grit and grime that I do like with rap music. And it's just good. Yeah, aw shit. It's just kind of fun. It feels like, kind of like in the era of rap I really liked, like, back in 2016 and stuff like that kind of weird stuff. It's good though. Give it a listen if you want. Check that out. Yeah, that's it, man. Let's get out of here. This is a very long episode.
Long episode.
Very fun one though. That was a roller coaster.
Well, everybody, thanks for listening to Takes All Kinds podcast, episode 177. Keep watching, keep listening, keep subscribing, keep liking, keep commenting, doing everything that you do to support the show and more. Please tell your friends about this show.
Please. And we will see you next week for the last in-person episode.
Whoops.
You're good. The last in-person episode, probably until, I would say, December, for a long time. We'll see you then. Goodbye.
Bye.